To make it back to the bowl, the Orlando Predators trying to make it 3 trips in a row. 1, 2, 3, 7. When it comes to the postseason, Jay Gruden's rapidly becoming a legend for his ability to land in the big game. As a quarterback for Tampa Bay, 4 times he led the Storm to the Arena Bowl championship. In his first 2 seasons as a head coach, he's guided Orlando to the title game, winning it all his rookie year, finishing runner-up to Albany last summer. Now he takes aim at his 3rd straight. Across the field, Danny White has written his own success story. The former quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is in his 9th year as the head coach in Arizona. Twice he's led the Rattlers to the AFL title. But to notch his 3rd crown, he'll have to rely on a backup quarterback. Last week in Albany, Cedric Bonner went down with a torn ACL. Lance Thunderberg came off the bench and threw the game-winning touchdown. And now he has a chance to engrave his own name in the history books of the 50-yard indoor war. This afternoon, the AFL stage is the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida, where the Orlando Predators at 12-3 roll out the red carpet for the Arizona Rattlers at 14-2. Half the table is set for the AFL championship game. Yesterday afternoon, Andy Kelly and Tyrone Jones continued to light up the postseason as the Nashville Cats went into San Jose and upset the SaberCats 51-42. Hi, everybody. Alongside former Pittsburgh Steeler running back Merrill Hodge, I'm Mike Gleason. It's great to have you on board here on ESPN2. Here we go. Jay Gruden back in the semifinal games. A victory here this afternoon. His 3rd straight trip to the Arena Bowl championship.
Are you kidding me? This is the real deal. When you talk about playoffs, Orlando, of the last 9 years, they've been in this situation 8 times in the semifinals. And when you talk about playoff teams, we cannot forget the Arizona Rattlers. Danny White has established a dominance with the Rattlers. They won 2 championships. When you talk about semifinals, the last 5 years, Arizona has been in this situation to go on to a championship and win a championship.
And you talk about being familiar with something. Danny White, no stranger in finding a late-season quarterback because of injuries.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you look what Arizona, or has happened to Arizona. We've talked about Bonner, that already went out with an injury. Lance Thunderberg, it is his opportunity. The key, though, for Arizona, Thunderberg understands this offense. More importantly, Danny White knows Thunderberg. He knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. But there's going to be a guy very early in this game, Hunky Cooper. Thunderberg is going to find early. I think that will settle down Arizona, and it'll help Thunderberg.
Merrill, on the other side of the field, Jay Gruden, one of the best quarterbacks ever to play in this game, yet interestingly enough, his strength is on the defensive side of the football.
Those quarterbacks know about defense. It's not interesting. Jay Gruden knows how to win championships by defense, and where it starts, the defensive line. Defensive line, they get pressure on the quarterback, they get hits. And then you talk about stopping the run, tremendous. And when you talk about scoring, it's almost impossible against this team the closer that you get. They know how to win a championship. It starts with their defensive line, but the area that must complement them is the secondary. You look at Mason and McIntyre, look at their tackles, and then their interceptions. That's the complement the defense needs. This is a complete defense. It is a physical, dominating defense, and where they eventually get you is mentally, because they play so physically hard.
Danny White, in his 9th year as the head coach, over the last 4 years, he's won 75% of his games. That is tops in the AFL. On the other side of the field, Jay Gruden looking for his 3rd straight trip to the Arena Bowl. Now this time as the number 2 seed. They finished up the regular season at 11-3. Now keep in mind, Arizona finished up the regular season at 12-2 as the number 5 seed. So Merrill, if you look at that number 5 seed for Arizona, actually it could be a little bit misleading.
Well, you know, they wanted parity. Arena football wanted parity. They've got that. The thing about this game, both these teams understand playoffs, but most importantly, they know how to win in the playoffs.
Here's a guy that knows how to win, Hunky Cooper. Look at that, 22, almost 23-yard average on kickoff returns, 4 touchdowns, his long of 57. He'd love to get the Rattlers out of the blocks early, of course, with Lance Thunderberg playing quarterback with that inexperience. David Kuhl with the kick, and this football game is underway. Halfway up the net, Hunky Cooper retrieves it one hand, and Hunky's got some running room. He's up across the midfield stripe, and he goes down at about the 23-yard line.
You never think kickers are important until he is the last guy. And what a tremendous job of delaying Cooper so that he could get some help, or that would have been a touchdown, and that's what Arizona would have liked to do right off the bat.
Here's the man with the spotlight cast on him, Lance Thunderberg out of Valdosta State. Remember last year in the playoffs, took on Nashville. And called upon once again. Cedric Bonner down with the torn ACL against Albany. Hunky Cooper in motion. The pitch. They keep it on the ground. Playing it safe. Hunky Cooper. Maybe a yard at best. He just got over the line of scrimmage. All right, checking out Arizona offensively. Lance Thunderberg can look for Cooper, Bryant, or Gatewood. They've had 53 scoring receptions between them. Maurice Bryant, the rookie out of Houston, has 4 in the postseason while averaging 100 yards a game. In the trenches, Ingram, Kenny, and Evans will be protecting the young quarterback. Darren Kenny in his 7th year has developed into one of the top two-way performers. They've only gave up 1 sack during the regular season. Thunderberg with his first pass goes downfield, and it's complete. And it's down to about the 2-yard line. Nice catch that time by Maurice Bryant, the rookie out of Houston. So Danny White watches Maurice Bryant beat Damon Mason with 116 tackles. Another look at it.
Well, what you have, Mike, you have Bryant and Damon Mason one-on-one. In arena football, this is really what you're trying to get. It's an ideal situation, middle of the field, one-on-one matchup. Thunderberg a little behind on there, but a tremendous job by Bryant staying with the football and catching it with his hands.
First down for the Rattlers. That's Bryant in motion. Here's the quick pitch. They keep it to McMillan. He goes down. Great defensive play that time by Damon Mason. Defensively now for Orlando, Cohen, Storm, and Allen. Ernest Allen picked up one of the 3 sacks for the Predators last week. 2 of his tackles went for a loss. In the secondary, McIntyre, Mason, 2 of the best to play the game. Brett Cooper complements them very well. Cooper broke up 10 passes this year, and he has 2 defensive touchdowns to go along with his 14 he scored from the offensive side.
You know, Mike, this is really where Orlando plays their best defense. They're almost impossible to score on down here.
Second down for the Rattlers. First possession of the game. Thunderberg. And it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Rick Hamilton gets both hands on that football, Merrill.
Well, it all started in the secondary, Mike. Everybody did a great job of jamming the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go for Thunderberg. Then he tries to get rid of the football, but by then, defensive linemen can stop and get their hands up. They got a clock going in their head. If the ball isn't gone, I'm getting penetration, but I'm not there, then stop and get my hands up. Great job there of knocking the ball down.
So the big completed pass to Maurice Bryant to put him at 1st and goal now, facing a huge 3rd down situation. You saw the numbers during the regular season and the postseason now. Thunderberg, Cooper, Hunky Cooper with the football. He tosses it over the middle looking for Gatewood. It's incomplete. Good call, not quite executed the way Danny White wanted it.
No, but this is what I expect to see from Arizona. They want the ball in that man's hands, Hunky Cooper. Now you pitch it to him. You're giving him an option. You're trying to get your receiver out and free. But credit Orlando. They are not good by accident. They don't care if you make big plays. All they hope for is that they stop you and give you an opportunity to line up again and keep you from getting in the end zone.
Bjorn Nitmo, this will be a 20-yard kick. Thunderberg to hold. And Nitmo drills it right down the middle. We're going to keep it right here. The Arizona Rattlers failed to get into the touchdown, but they put 3 points on the board. These two teams definitely have met before. Let's go back to 1994. The Arena Bowl championship, Danny White on the sideline for Arizona. Cedric Bonner, the big lefty, little pump fake, 33 yards of Daryl Tillman, is 2017 Arizona at halftime. Then Barry Wagner with a short touchdown run as he cuts it up. 4th quarter, Orlando 31-30. Now, Cedric Bonner again. Leaves the pocket, rolls to his left, and this is Calvin Schexnayder, now a member of the San Diego Chargers. That's the game winner, 24 yards. Arizona 36-31. Danny White rides off as the champion back in 1994.
Well, you see there, Cedric Bonner giving Thunderberg a little bit of confidence. You're talking to him a little bit, and that's really important when you've been the quarterback that has brought this team to this far. Come over there and encourage the young man, encourage your backup, talk to him a little bit about what he may not be seeing out there that he can expect the next time, and try to get this team 7 points versus just 3.
Jay Gruden, what's he thinking about right now? He watched his team prevent the touchdown, so that's got to be a feather in his cap.
It is a win for Orlando. That is the thing. You come out to Arizona, you got the states set perfectly. Good kickoff return, opportunity to score. You end up getting 3 points because of the Orlando's defense.
Cliff Dell back to receive the kick for the Orlando Predators. There you see his average. 1 touchdown, his long of 55. The left-footed kicker, Nitmo. trying to shoot it off the nets. He reaches the bar, and Cliff Dell's going to have some difficulty returning this one. He's going down. Of course, that's not a safety as long as you make an honest attempt to take it out of the end zone. So the Orlando Predators will start from the 5-yard line. And Connell Maynard, boy, what a story.
Well, Connell Maynard, one of the things that he does for Orlando, he's not only a playmaker, he can do everything. Obviously, he can throw the football. That is key to being in the quarterback position. But this is the difference maker. The ability to run, the ability to score points, and put that extra threat into the defense. And you think you got him, everybody's covered. Connell Maynard will pull it down and make something positive happen all the time. 31 rushing yards, 7 carries for 33 in the postseason alone. First play from scrimmage for the Predators here in the semifinal matchup. Maynard back to pass. He's going deep. It's down. And it's incomplete. No penalty flag. The Orlando fans want Billy Parker to be called on that one. Yeah, they're not going to like it, but you got to credit the officials for being in good position to know that ball was not catchable. That is why the flag was not thrown. Nice route, gets him turned around. But now watch where the ball lands. I take that back. That might have been catchable.
Ricky Parker out of San Diego State on the coverage. Only played 3 regular season games. Had 10 tackles, however, against Albany. Of course, Cedric Walker out of that secondary with the detached retina, leaving a huge void, which Parker is filling. He filled admirably in the first game. Maynard, second pass, and it's complete. So Orlando, that's Brett Cooper with his first catch of the afternoon. Offensively for the Predators, Connell Maynard really distributes the football about as well as anyone in the league. Last week, Cliff Dell had 6 catches and a pair of scores. During the regular season, he's 3rd as far as receptions go. Up front, B.J. Cohen, not only does he have 7 sacks, but he also averages 18 yards a catch from his tight end position. 9 catches, 3 touchdowns, tops among tight ends in the league. 163 receiving yards during the regular season. So 3rd down, the first 3rd down situation for Connell Maynard and the Orlando Predators. 3-0, Rattlers on top of the ball game. Maynard, lots of time. Oh, good defensive play by Randy Gatewood that time, preventing the completed pass to Cliff Dell.
Boy, what a terrific job of not only just playing your receiver at the beginning, but then locating the football and playing the ball. What a great job of doing that in the secondary. And then you don't have forever to cover these guys, so you got to get pressure on the quarterback. And what's really important is hits on the quarterback. You look at Gatewood, what a great job of managing his body and being able to get a knockdown there without getting pass interference.
Interesting call, 4th down, and about 2.5 yards ago. 4th and 2. They're going for it, and the ball's just resting at the 13-yard line, their own territory. Maynard feeling some pressure this time. He's going down. He throws it over the middle. Now, Arizona wanted some intentional grounding. Nobody was around the midfield stripe, but it goes down, and the Rattlers with fantastic field position.
Well, you know, it's a gamble early in this game, and that's maybe the plus, that it is early. Credit Arizona for seeing what's going on there. I thought Orlando was going to try to run a screen. The fullback there just made a bad cut. They slid the protection away. Connell Maynard felt like his protection backside would be there. Was not. Held on the football just a little too long.
So Connell Maynard, we saw him at the hotel before the game, though. We said, what's the game plan? He just looked at us and laughed and said, go deep, which they did on the first play, but they failed to complete it. And now Lance Thunderberg with a chance. 8 yards away from a touchdown. Big Bob McMillan lines up behind Thunderberg. That's Gatewood in motion now for the Rattlers. They keep it on the ground. McMillan puts his shoulder down and gets down close to the 5-yard line.
When you think of arena football, I mean, oftentimes you do think it's a complete passing league, but reality is that you have to have balance in your offense, and Arizona is going to have extremely good balance in this game. They've got to manage this game and control this game, and there's no better way to do that than with your defense and with the running game. And so far, it's been a plus for Arizona. They've got the lead. Now they can utilize that running game a little more than when you're behind.
2nd down. McMillan again tries to cut it up. And he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, short gain at best. McMillan, the all-time leading rusher, ahead of Bo Kelly now in Rattler history. Last summer, back in 1999, they led the AFL in rushing. Bob McMillan did.
You know, Glee, I really believe that Orlando's defense, they love this. They love for an offense to be down on the 5-yard line. They are so tough. They thrive on it. They stop people consistently, but they welcome this opportunity. And here it is, 3rd and goal again.
Great point. Ask Tim Markham of Tampa Bay. Thunderberg unwinds. Gatewood had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a tough catch, but that's going to bring up a 4th down. The second 4th down now for the Rattlers. You're getting back to Tim Markham. He watched his team fail 7 different times from the 1-yard line against this Orlando defense.
Now, you talk about a season, that's outstanding, but one particular game, amazing. You know, Thunderberg really is sold on Gatewood here, but there was an opportunity. Look at the running lane Thunderberg had. You know, when you're a quarterback, you haven't played all year, you know, you're trying to just execute the play, and sometimes you lose those things that are so instinctive. Pull that thing down and run the ball.
Second 20-yard attempt for Bjorn Nitmo out of Appalachian State. Nitmo for the second time drills it through. So for the second time, Arizona fails to get into the end zone. But Danny White and his Rattlers on top of the Orlando Predators. And Jay Gruden will have the football when we come back from Orlando. 6-0 Arizona.
They're not coming out. We're going in to get them. You're always hot. You're always sweating. It's a cat and mouse game.
We have some of the hottest detectives on the street to switch antiperspirant.
Degree Ultra Dry.
Body heat activated.
Does this work?
When your body heat rises, Degree's powerful Ultra Dry form releases extra protection when you need it most.
When the pressure is on, the heat is on, Degree kept up with me. It kept me dry. Degree kicks butt.
Degree Ultra Dry.
That stuff kicks in and takes care of business.
Your body heat turns it on.
Book 'em.
We need a car?
A minivan.
No.
An SUV.
With leather.
Blue.
Green.
Bluish green.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Now we need insurance.
And a loan.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast Tough Actin' Tenactin pump spray works.
Tenactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with Tough Actin' Tenactin.
Back in Orlando, Florida, the Arizona Rattlers on top of the Predators 6-0 with 6:32 to go in the opening quarter. Semifinal action. Danny White trying to get back to the championship game. For 5th straight trip to the semifinals, as Merrill pointed out, as Cliff Dell back to receive the kick from Bjorn Nitmo. These two teams have had some fantastic matchups over the years, especially since '94. We showed you the highlights of that championship game. Had some tight ball games. Nitmo approaches the ball. Cliff Dell. It's the second straight time now Nitmo has hit a bar, and Dell with a little bit more running room, but actually the last time they started at the 5. This time they'll have to start from the 3-yard line. Speaking of that series history, Orlando leads at 6-5. Arizona 2-1 in the postseason, but 6 of the last 7 meetings decided by 5 or fewer points.
And I expect the very same thing today. I don't expect a high-scoring game because of the philosophies on Orlando's side with Jay Gruden, you know, the defense, and then Thunderberg getting his real first start throughout the year. Not a lot of points, a little conservative from Arizona.
So Connell Maynard now with their second possession after Arizona goes 6 plays and 4 plays, resulting in 2 field goals. This one's complete to Joe Douglas. Up across the 5 to about the 8-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. Joe Douglas out of Montana, the rookie, came in with 53 catches in the regular season, 5 for 66 yards in the post.
You know, now Arizona has scored twice. 2 of those, they both have been field goals. Orlando feels very comfortable. 1 touchdown and an extra point conversion that would be successful would give them a 1-point lead. Now what you have to do is just go back to how you scripted the game early.
Maynard, this one's up for grabs. And it was knocked at the line of scrimmage, and Maynard went after it but couldn't catch up with it. So both teams getting it done down in the trenches. Orlando holding Arizona to a couple of field goals, and now Arizona toughening up down front.
You know, Sturgis Oscar was the one that knocked the ball down there, Mike, and I think a great job of, you know, having this, you know, we talk about quarterbacks having that clock in their head when to get rid of the football, but you also have to have a clock in your head as you're a defensive lineman, as you rush, and if you're not to the quarterback, you got to understand that quarterback's got to get rid of that ball quickly, get my hands up, see if I can't knock the ball down.
Maynard 15-4 as a starter. Facing a third down and about 4. Maynard rolls out of the pocket, goes deep, has Cooper. Penalty flag down. I think it's going to be called on Ricky Parker. Cooper knocked out of bounds, shy of the 15-yard line at about the 17 of Arizona.
I think you're going to get a pass interference on Arizona. And really the key there when you talk about arena football and what is so vital to have from a quarterback position is a guy that can move. Mobility. Maynard right there saved this play because of his ability to move away from the rush, provide a little more time to let somebody get open.
Holding, number 20, penalty refused, result of the play, first down.
So Ricky Parker's guilty of holding, 24 yards on the play.
And this is just classic what happens. You know, the pass rush should be there right now, okay? Maynard gets away. Now there's freedom. Uh-oh. Now the guy's got a little more time. He's moving to get away, get open, and Parker just has to grab him. And quite frankly, you're better to grab him and get a penalty than to let him run free and give up a touchdown.
Ricky Parker substituting for Cedric Walker, who's out with the eye injury, but Parker did have 10 tackles last week. Douglas in motion, top of your screen. They come back the other way. Big Tommy Dorsey rumbles down inside the 5. 6'3", 235, third year out of North Carolina Central.
Now, this is a good call when you talk about, you know, managing a game. The pressure has been on Maynard. Well, you know what? Do a little screen. Dump it out to your factor backs. Let them run the football. Get rid of that football. That slows down the defensive line just a little bit. Now they think a little bit more before they tee off.
Even covering the games last summer, Merrill, every time we did Orlando, I thought you've got Rick Hamilton, Tommy Dorsey. There's 2 big-time backs coming at you.
Yeah, well, they're tremendous factor backs, and then they play linebacker like a linebacker should play.
Keep it on the ground. It's Dorsey looking for the corner. Cuts it upside. And he's going to be shy of the end zone. Dropped at about the 2-yard line. He'd like that one back as he hits his helmet.
Well, you know, he kind of tripped up there. As I saw him get ready to square those shoulders up and go for the goal line, he kind of tripped up. And in arena football, because of the dimensions are so narrow, you know, it's a half of an NFL team, length and width-wise, so you don't have a lot of room to run to the side. Once you head to the side, you better make a decision and then get north and south.
You just saw that shot of the end zone. I want to talk more about that later on, too. This is Douglas. Joe Douglas is close to the goal line. He's going to be stopped shy. It's going to bring up a third down, but third down in inches for the Predators.
Now an opportunity for Arizona to match what Orlando has done. You look at the end zone, see the corner right there kind of cut off. They're small enough as it is, but the way this arena is designed, you can see the back corner is cut off. Where that comes into effect is a fade route back into the corner. Kind of negates it. You don't even need a defender over there. You got a wall.
That's where Barry Wagner used to come into play so well. Stevie Thomas, who's out with the injury. Douglas, met at the line of scrimmage. Second effort is going to be shy of the goal line. We're looking at a fourth down, so defense definitely the name of the game so far.
I think, you know, Orlando goes for it more than anybody, I think, in this league. I will not be surprised if they go for it because it's kind of Jay Gruden's style. But Arizona, you talk about toughening up your defense down by the goal line. Orlando is the epitome of that. But Arizona has matched them play for play so far in this game.
Oh, so close, but oh, so far away for Jay Gruden. He's going to call a timeout and talk things over with his quarterback, Connell Maynard. You see the time. Under 2 minutes to go now. In the first quarter, there's the numbers. Danny White on top by a couple of field goals. When we come back, Orlando facing a 4th and goal.
This month on the new Encore Movie Channel, you'll get recent, big, hit movies.
And the new Encore is the only channel that promises you a great movie every night, guaranteed.
The new Encore Movie Channel, a great movie every night, guaranteed.
Just one of 12 commercial-free movie channels, only $10 more per month with your Total Choice package.
Some families don't mind fighting over the remote. But there is a way to control what your kids watch. Get with the pack. the Family Pack from DirecTV. 9 great family-friendly networks with something for everyone. Programming that will entertain and inform no matter what your age. And it's completely kid-safe. So quit wrestling over the remote. For domestic harmony and a howlin' good time, get the Family Pack from DirecTV.
Arena Football on ESPN2 is brought to you by Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant. And by Tenactin. For tough cases of athlete's foot, there's Tough Actin Tenactin. Church Street Station, downtown Orlando, Florida. Some of the guys from the crew hanging out there, grabbing their meals last night. Nice place here in Orlando. Inside the TD Waterhouse Center, the Orlando Predators down 6-0, facing a 4th and goal, talking things over. Cannell Maynor on this drive, 3 for 4, 43 yards. 8th play of the drive, so that's what Jay Gruden likes to do, is eat up some of the clock. Offensively, that's their strategy.
Well, you got to realize down here, the 1+, it's tough to run the football from the standpoint of letting your factor back take it, because you kind of lose a blocker. So what you try to do is get the ball in your quarterback's hands, your receiver's hands, let the factor back go make a big block for you. That's something I would look for here, or a little quick pass. Maynor running it.
Saw the numbers, 3 rushes, 3 yards. Maynor looking for the corner. Cannell Maynor's in for the touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the postseason. He had 6 of those in the regular season. This is going to heat up. I don't know if you caught Maynor. Cecil Doggett going at it, doing some jawing as we take another look at this one.
See there's your factor back. See, he can make a lead block. That allows your quarterback to get in there untouched. You got to credit your offensive line and the back for that one. And then Cannell Maynor, hey, we know what a competitor he is. He got up and was going at it. You talk about heated up. This game is heated up.
David Kuhl is now 5 for 5 in the PAT department. Cannell Maynor. It's postseason time. You can't be talking trash like that. Cecil Doggett trails 7-6.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach with some big, tough weightlifters.
We're going to show how new right guard extreme sport works even under the most
extreme conditions. Back, stop! Run! Oh no, the kid is going to get you! He got ya! Look, extreme protection against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit.
All the inside info, it's NFL Monday Night Countdown on ESPN. Mike Tirico, Tom Jackson, Chris Mortensen for the latest on the Rams and the Titans. NFL Monday Night Countdown starting at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. The Monday night game starts at 7 Eastern on ABC. For more, log on to ESPN.com. You gotta love that music, Merrill. Puts you in the
Well, it means only one thing. Monday Night Football. That is what's special about Monday Night Football. It's
Hunky
the only
Cooper,
show in town.
31 yards on his first return. Would love to follow suit here. David Kuhl getting ready to kick. 7-6. Arizona with a top rushing defense. Gave up 1 yard on the touchdown as Maynor gives Orlando the 7-6 lead. Kuhl's kick. Oh, off the bar. This is a live football. Oh! Reggie McKenzie's down there.
You know, Hunky Cooper makes a lot of tremendous plays. That may be one of his biggest plays so far in this game, is the heads up, the ability just to go over and knock the ball out of bounds. Don't give Orlando an opportunity to steal the momentum and get this crowd going. What a great job. Watch the ball, understanding what's got to be done here, get rid of the football, and took a shot to go along with it.
I thought Rich McKenzie out of Penn State was going to grab that one for a score. Inadvertently
Hey,
calling
what a Mike.
Reggie
McKenzie. Had Cooper not done that.
Reggie McKenzie, of course, the former Michigan star, played for Buffalo. It's a compliment, though, Rich. That's Bryant doing a nice job in traffic going up to get that football. Forward progress. Should spot that one at about the 8 or 9 yard line.
Now, something we got to start watching here early in this game is Arizona's offensive line. What type of protections do they start using? Right there, they had the fullback step up and pick up the linebacker in the middle of the line. Thunderberg got smashed. I think you're going to try to change protection, get your offensive line sliding left and right, taking up that middle traffic, send your fullback on the outside so that you don't get your quarterback hit.
Twin receivers on the top of your screen. That's Hunky in motion towards the bottom. And Thunderberg looking for Hunky. He's got him at the 20. Hunky Cooper goes down inside the 10-yard line. Boy, that was a well-executed play.
You know, again, it comes down to Hunky Cooper. You know, you talk about Damon Mason, great defensive player, tried to jam Hunky Cooper at the line of scrimmage. And one of the keys of being successful as a receiver, you got to be able to avoid the jam. Cooper did that, freed himself up down the sideline, and then Thunderberg got it to him.
Lance Thunderberg to Hunky Cooper, 33 yards, but so far this 50-yard indoor war has been defense as the Orlando Predators and the Arizona Rattlers head for the second quarter here from Orlando. Connell Maynard's getting pushed around, but he's up by a point.
3D.
Okay, boys. Last one up, so right there. Ready or not, here I come. Throw a backyard bash. Let the games begin. I spy something tan. Backyard games were never so much fun. Duck, duck, goose. The most intense 4-player chopper game, Army Men Air Combat for Nintendo 64 game console, rated T for Teen. Army Men Air Combat. Good to go.
What color are your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste. It'll safely whiten your teeth with just one tube. Prove it to yourself with our exclusive whitening guide. You can go from here to here. Great tasting Arm & Hammer makes the difference. So what color are your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste. Whiter teeth, one tube, guaranteed. For another way to move the whitening guide, get Arm & Hammer gum in the toothpaste aisle. Whiter teeth, guaranteed. It's delicious.
Are you ready to see yourself as others see you?
I didn't know it was so gray.
Now escape that old gray look with new Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator. Just for Men shampoos away gray in 5 easy minutes and now has vitamins. It brings back a thicker, healthier look that's completely natural.
I like what I see.
Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator.
You see cars with nameplates like these on the hood. Mercedes-Benz AMG, Dodge Viper, Aston Martin. But did you know there's another nameplate underneath it? Here, Mobil 1. Corvette, Porsche, all these cars come with Mobil 1 in the engine and the recommendation to keep on using it. You don't have a car like that? Me neither. But it only costs a little more to treat mine the same.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
7-6 as we open up the second quarter. Arizona threatening now thanks to the 33-yard strike. Thunderberg to Hunky Cooper, Merrill.
Yeah, well, Thunderberg, we told you, was going to be looking for Cooper early. Here he looks over to his left, looking at Cooper. Look at the separation between Cooper and Mason. The reason for that, Mason missed the jam. Cooper did a terrific job of swimming him, create the separation. Then all you got to do is just give it enough air to let Cooper run under it. Big play for Arizona.
Hunky Cooper. Thunderberg looking for Cooper. Breaking towards the corner, and Mason making the defensive stop that time. Looking at the numbers after the first 15 minutes of play, as Danny White's Rattlers down by 1 after a couple of field goals. A couple of possessions, no touchdowns. They got into the red zone.
Well, we see 4 possessions, Mike, and only 1 touchdown. That just kind of tells you the dominance and where it's been. And it has been defense so far in this game, specifically on Orlando's side, only giving up 2 field goals when Arizona was down inside the 5 twice.
Last week, Tampa Bay in the red zone, 15 plays. They only came up with 10 points. Thunderberg, penalty flag, looking for Hunky Cooper again. There's 3 or 4 flags on the field.
Now, with all 3 officials throwing, well, 3 of the 4 officials throwing flags, they either saw something unanimously.
Pass interference, number 19, Arizona.
And they saw something unanimously. They saw number 19.
Pass interference, that penalty will be refused. 3rd down.
That was Randy Gatewood pushing off. And obviously all 3 officials saw that simultaneously because all 3 flags were dropped.
So Lance Thunderberg now facing a big 3rd down. Now Cedric Bonner, keep in mind, he was 62-19 as a starter.
Mike, I do not think this is a big deal because in the arena football, I like to have more room. So moving up back 3 or 4 yards actually could help Arizona.
That's a good point. It's so difficult to score in these end zones. They say even 15 and in. Thunderberg, this one's going to be picked by Mason. No, he went out of bounds. Looked like Damon Mason went up with his right hand and grabbed it, but as he hit the board, Brett Cooper actually came away with the football. But the bottom line is Arizona facing a 4th down.
Well, again, you have pressure, and you have to throw off your back foot, and oftentimes you don't get a follow through as a quarterback, and where you need this ball is back against that wall so that only your receiver has an opportunity to make a catch. You see how he throws off his back foot, really can't follow through, takes a hit too. Those hits start to add up.
Well, Damon Mason told us back at the hotel it's all about pressure. I may have some numbers, McIntyre might, but it's all about up front. As Nitmo gets ready to kick, and he misses this one off to the left. So Cooper. Well, it's B.J. Cohen coming up with a football at about the 2-yard line. A penalty flag down inside the 5.
Well, I can only say this is when you're not scoring touchdowns, it's bad enough you're getting 3 points.
With the opportunity catch, violating the 5-yard belt. Number 56, Arizona, the 3-yard penalty, 1st down.
You know, it's bad enough that you're settling for 3 points, but it's worse when you miss them.
So Nitmo was 1 for 3 in the postseason coming in as far as field goals, but he was 2 for 2 this afternoon until missing that one. Danny White voted Athlete of the Century in the state of Arizona. Boy, that's quite an award. Athlete of the Century. We're not talking decade here.
And he's had to follow a Hall of Famer, one of the best ever played in Starbuck, and I think that's going to be the hardest thing to do in sports, follow a legend.
Quick hitter for Rick Hamilton, no place to go, as Arizona does a nice job down in the trenches up front. Bring up a 2nd down for the Predators. Big Rick Hamilton, MVP in the Arena Bowl championship a couple of years ago when Pat O'Hara led him to the title. Averaging 12, almost 13 yards a game. Number 1 attempts, leading the AFL.
Yeah, that's a lot. You compare it to the outdoor game, that's around 40 attempts. You know, when you're comparing them.
Maynard and company now. It's Ty Law in motion. 2nd down and 10. Maynard steps up. No place to go. He's going down. Oh, there's got to be a penalty flag on that one.
Well, now frankly, I'm shocked they did not have him in the grasp and a safety.
Cedric Bonner wants that call. Boy, Cannell Maynard had no place to go. He was wrapped up, and he just kind of dumped the ball, and I didn't see too many white shirts, at least eligible receivers.
You know, something that we talked about earlier in this game is how Jay Gruden has built his team. Defensive line, defensive guys. Well, in arena football, you play both ways. Something that you give up is these defensive linemen. They're so good at getting after the quarterback. They're not that great at pass blockers. So you have to have a quarterback that's mobile like Maynard is, and you got to get rid of the football because they're not going to be able to protect and sustain that long.
Big 3rd down play. Running for his life in the end zone. Maynard, he can do it. Up across the 15. It's a 1st down. He's going across the midfield stripe before finally being driven out of bounds by a Ricky Parker. A gain of 22 for Connell Maynard. And oh, did it come at the opportune time.
You talk about Maynard and his ability to move. How important is it? Provides a little time there. Still looking for something to happen. Boom, makes Hunky Cooper miss. That's one of their best players and turns a big, big play out of it.
Well, compliments to the Arizona secondary. Did a good job on coverage, but really opened up a lot of green for Cannell Maynard. He goes 22. And now they have some breathing room as they try to build on the 7-6 lead. Maynard flush from the pocket this time, and he goes deep. He overthrows Muhammad Oliver of Arizona, looking for Brett Cooper down at about the 5-yard line, but a penalty flag is down.
Hey, that guy right there, Cannell Maynard, took a shot from Hunky Cooper. Hunky Cooper.
Ineligible downfield, number 95, Orlando.
Hunky Cooper, frustrated that he missed. Maynard, when he scrambled, took hit out on him on that last throw.
Hunky Cooper, the only guy to win the MVP and the Iron Man in the league. On the other side, Cannell Maynard. Patient guy, 7th year out of North Carolina A&T. Pat O'Hara leads the Predators to the championship 2 years ago. Last year, Jay Gruden brings in Browning Nagel, former Louisville Star, New York Jets. Cannell Maynard just waited in the wings, and Cannell Maynard now he's the starter, 15-4 as the starting quarterback. Maynard goes downfield. It's Joe Douglas. It's complete. It's going to be another 1st down for the Predators inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line.
Well, I really can't stress how important it is to have a quarterback that understands and manages the pocket well. Maynard does a great job moving around, providing opportunities, and giving the receivers a little more time to get open. And that's really what makes that play successful. Quarterback managing that pocket, allowing 1 or 2 more seconds to allow a receiver to get separation and free up, and then he gets him the football.
1st and 10 for the Predators. Ball closer to the 12-yard line for Orlando. Ty Law in motion, goes upstairs, right out of the middle. We talked about B.J. Cohen. Well, there's B.J. with the touchdown. The #1 tight end in the league. He goes 12 yards. That's the 4th time he's found the end zone this year. Beautiful call by Jay Gruden. The second-year man out of Marshall hauls it in for the score.
You know, Mike, just a great design of the play. The tight end right there, who has to identify that he's the tight end every time he comes to the line of scrimmage, did a nice job of delaying for a second, and then everybody lost him. Then he came out free. Great call, like you said, but also excellent execution.
David Kuhl, he's now 6 for 6 in the postseason with extra points. And Orlando tacks on 7 more. Pennell Maynard says, hey, I'll take it. Way to go, B.J. Cohen. 14-6 now. Predators, 8:42 to go before halftime.
You're sweating like crazy.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Degree Invisible Solid? What's that? I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works. No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid. Works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast, tough-acting, Tinactin pump spray works.
Tinactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-acting Tinactin.
Introducing new Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. It's specially formulated to give tires a brilliant shine. New Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. Shinier longer than all leading brands.
Back in Orlando, alongside Merrill Hodge, I'm Mike Gleason, and the Predators going 14 unanswered points now, going 6 plays, 44 yards on the last drive, but maybe more importantly, using 3:44 off the clock. Hunky Cooper trying to get something going here, jumpstart this Rattler offense. And the Predators, 11-3. Arizona 12-2. Arizona, the #5 seed. Orlando, the #2 seed. Orlando.
Well, and I think the most important thing, the winner of this game hosts the championship game, and that's great incentive.
And of course, Nashville knocking off San Jose yesterday in San Jose. We'll try to hook up with Pat Sperduto, the head coach of the Cats, via telephone, as Hunky Cooper does not have to play this one off the net. Hunky Cooper goes down at about the 12-yard line. So in this game of the 50-yard indoor war, the 12-yard line is good field position after the 17-yard return by Hunky Cooper. Thunderberg coming on now, 3 of 8 for 58 yards. Last Orlando scoring drive, 3:44. B.J. Cohen with his 4th touchdown reception of the season, the big tight end out of Marshall.
You know, Mike, that's a great compliment to your defense when you talk about an offense, play, sustaining drives. Your defense is keeping them out of the end zone, and you're taking the football and scoring touchdowns and taking time off the clock.
Straight drop. Thunderberg has 2 receivers. Gatewood. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. He had a lot of real estate in front of him. Actually, Maurice Bryan and Randy Gatewood both over in that territory. Looked like some miscommunication, maybe.
The best way to confuse a secondary is to run the wrong routes, because they study you so well that they're expecting the receivers to go in the right place. And quite frankly, Arizona's receivers ran the wrong routes and completely fooled Orlando's secondary.
And
So be an 8-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the run. First down.
So that call was roughing the passer. So that moves the Rattlers even 8 yards closer to the goal line.
You talk about sacks, you know, everybody talks about a sack, and that's a day and a half late. And but it was a good acting job to try to pretend like he didn't do it. But officials know once that ball's gone, you got to pull off, and you can't even touch the quarterback.
Thunderberg goes upstairs. It's almost picked. It's touchdown. Great concentration. Maurice Bryant, the rookie out of Houston. Damon Mason had it.
What's the saying? I'd rather be lucky than good. Because quite frankly, that was a lot of luck right there. You know, Thunderberg really has kind of been short on these corner routes for some reason. You know, you got to get some loft in there. You know, receivers got to beat a guy too. You got to set a guy, get him to stop his feet and create some separation, because these the secondary guys are playing under it. Now, if you're the quarterback and receiver, you got to make that adjustment. If they're playing under you, you got to get that ball in the air. And right there, Arizona very lucky. Very lucky to get a touchdown out of that.
Well, Damon Mason almost had his 8th pick. Nitmo back on for the extra point. This time, he drills it right down the middle. So the clock running at 7:03. Mason, no. It's Maurice Bryant with a touchdown. And there's your score, 14-13. Halftime, Cedric Bonner, he's the one on your right. 62-14 as a starter, went out with the torn ACL, and right now we have a 14-13 ball game as the Rattlers trail the Predators by a single point. Merrill Hodge, Mike Gleason in the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida. The Arizona Rattlers coming in without Bonner and Lance Thunderberg. What's your thoughts so far, Merrill, on Lance Thunderberg?
It's exactly what I expected. You know, you got defense dominating the game. Arizona being somewhat conservative, but playing to Thunderberg's strengths, trying to get the ball to Hunky Cooper. And so far, everything has panned out as we expected. You know, now somebody's going to have to break down. Arizona's going to have to score points, though. Touchdowns, meaning when they get down into the red zone area.
Cliff Dell goes back for the 3rd time. Joe Douglas returned 51 kicks during the regular season, but Dell, that's been his job so far here this afternoon. Plays it off the net, over the 5, trying to get to the 10 to no avail. He goes down. And he is hit hard by Kelvin Ingram. Well, we talked about the Nashville Cats upsetting San Jose. Joining us now via telephone from Nashville, Tennessee, Pat Sperduto. Pat, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
Congratulations on a big victory yesterday.
Thank you very much. Players deserve all the credit. They did a great job out there and hung tough, and we did a good job. Get us the win and get us next week's game.
Coach, you know, you guys have talked about how you have come together as a team, offensively, defensively, special teams wise. You guys have played as solid a football as I've seen in arena football. How fulfilling was it yesterday to maybe struggle early, give up some key plays, but to come together as a team in the second half? I thought you guys set a certain tempo in the second half, and you came out and hit San Jose, and I think really won the game there early in the 3rd quarter.
We played really physical, and our guys came in at halftime. You know, San Jose hadn't trailed in the last 12 games, and we felt like if we could take their initial onslaught, which we did, and jump out on them in the 3rd quarter, they'd be a little bit worried, and it panned out just the way we thought.
Okay, Coach, I want to ask you about Andy Kelly in just a second. Right after this play, Maynard on 2nd down now for Orlando, looking deep, and he throws it up into the crowd. There's a souvenir. Okay, what about Andy Kelly now? 20 touchdowns in the postseason, but I think what really stands out with his numbers, Coach, is just 1 INT coming yesterday in San Jose.
Yeah, he's playing great. I mean, the last 3 games, Andy's just stepped up, and we give all the credit to him, and we've jumped on his back a little bit. He's carried us, and you got to look at our receivers. They've all contributed. Tyrone Jones had a great postseason, along with Jarrett Hillary and Darrell Hammond and Corey and Jeff Russell. So those guys have done a great job and made it more comfortable for Andy, and especially our line's done a great job protecting.
Orlando 2 of 4 3rd down situations here this afternoon. 3rd and 10 at the 10. Maynard straight drop. There's some pressure. Flush from the pocket again. And he lets it go downfield. And another souvenir for the fans. Coach, looking back to the Grand Rapids game. Now, Grand Rapids might have been dinged up and maybe emotionally down a little bit. But the way your secondary and your defense played in that game, Merrill and I left Nashville, and we said we wouldn't be surprised to see Nashville continue to move on in the postseason. It seems like you guys are almost on a mission.
Well, you know, we're playing good team football. You know, one night the defense will step up, and the next night it was the offense. So, you know, we're trying to play a complete game using special teams, defense, and offense, and the coaches have done a great job preparing these players.
56-yard attempt here for David Kuhl. And David Kuhl, it's going to be off to the right, and they're going to try to play it out the net. Jai Hill has nowhere to go, but now he has some running room. Oh, he goes down. He is leveled by Rick Hamilton. Oh, he's going to feel that one. Oh, so that's where they'll start, inside the 5-yard line as Rick Hamilton lowers the boom. Pat Sperduto, congratulations, and thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me on.
Good job, Pat.
Take care.
Congratulations to your team.
Pat Sperduto, the head coach of Nashville. They're headed for the Arena Bowl championship. They'll play one of these two teams. 4:25 to go. It's 14-13 Orlando.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach with some big, tough weightlifters.
We're going to show how new right guard extreme sport works even under the most
Extreme conditions. Back, stop. Run! Oh, no, the kid's gonna get you! He got ya! Look, extreme protection against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit.
New right guard extreme sport. Get extreme. Get right guard.
Ouch.
Tonight, the home run race continues. Griffey and the Reds, Sosa and the Cubs. The power hitters battle it out in a crucial NL Central showdown. Then, the Bronx Bombers head west to Anaheim. Bernie Williams and the Yankees look to stay strong in the AL East, while Mo Vaughn and the Angels try to make a run of their own. The road trip rolls on. Reds, Cubs at 8 on ESPN. Yankees, Angels at 8 on ESPN2 tonight.
Defense setting the stage here from Orlando, Florida. The Predators up by a point, 14-13. 4:25 to go before halftime. The winner of this game heads up to Arena Bowl 14. Live on ABC, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Pacific. The Nashville Cats awaiting the winner as we head for either Orlando or Phoenix, Arizona. 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Arena Bowl Championship, Arena Bowl 14 live on ABC at 1 o'clock next Sunday afternoon. Rattlers with the football. Ball just inside the 5. Thunderberg going with the pump fake, and he has his man. Randy Gatewood goes out of sight. It's completed, though, up over the 15, close to the 20-yard line.
Well, one thing I think Arizona has done, they have Thunderberg very comfortable right now. You know, they've done some things early to get him in the flow of the game. And now it's about Danny White calling this game to Thunderberg's strengths. He doesn't have a real quick release, and he's not a real mobile quarterback. So you got to design some things where he can read the defense and get rid of the football. And you look at the comparisons of both quarterbacks, pretty much similar. You know, I think it's kind of shown the defense has really dominated so far in the game, but both guys have had their moments where they have really played well.
Really a credit to Thunderberg as Bryant, who just scored the last touchdown for Arizona, had it and dropped it. He took off before he had possession of the football.
Well, that's the hardest thing to do as a receiver sometimes. Is when you're open, you know you have an opportunity to make a play after you catch the ball, but you make the play before you catch the ball. So you make the move, and then you forget to catch the ball, and you have no reception. You can foresee so many things coming. The defender's off. I'm going to make a play. I'm going to make a move and make a big play out of this. Uh-oh. I need the football with me, though.
That usually helps.
That always helps.
Thunderberg going right down the middle. Here's Bryant. Makes the spin. He's still on his feet. He's going to walk in for the touchdown. Bryant's coming in with 4 postseason touchdowns. He's just added his second here this afternoon. David Mason. Orlando's, oh, there's a penalty flag going back the other way. Would have been a 31-yard scoring strike.
Mike, again, you talk about the effect.
Holding number 35, Arizona, be an 8-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
The effect of your defensive line. I mean, when that ball was snapped, the defensive line exploded off the line of scrimmage. And quite frankly, all Arizona could do is give way a little bit and then grab it. We hate to point out factor backs when they are holding, but we have to do that. That's not holding. It's a takedown. How dare the official just give him holding on that one. That's an official tackle.
That was Paul Reynolds, the rookie out of Arizona
really
State.
Happy I pointed that out, but You know what? You talk about not letting your quarterback get hit, and if you're going to get beat, hold on to him.
Oh, Randy Gatewood committed the same sin that Bryant had committed a couple of plays earlier. He had it, and he was taking it upfield and lost control of the football. So now the Rattlers facing a big third down play.
Let's go Ray. Ray. No, let's go roll left. That's double corner, wide ball. Wax right, X loop. Ray, no, let's go roll left. All right, X double corner, wide ball. On one, ready?
Now, the important lingo there is when you hear roll left, they're going to get the quarterback, Thunderberg, and they're going to roll him to the left. That's because of the pressure they're sustaining. And Hunky Cooper, my little T.O., baby. He didn't like what he saw. How many times does the receiver have that authority to call a timeout? But you can see Arizona now is game planning and making adjustments to Orlando's pressure they're getting on the quarterback in their pass rush.
That's a great sign of leadership there, though, for Hunky. Young quarterback in Thunderberg.
Thinking the same thing. Yeah, we've got to get enough time to go down the field.
Yeah, see, that what Danny's trying to do is provide a lot of opportunity. When you got third and forever, last thing you can do in arena football is have your quarterback.
He might be right over the middle. Okay. He might not roll back out if they play some kind of a zone. Gotcha. Okay?
So watch right, X loop. Roll left, X double corner, wide ball.
They're going to stay with the roll, and that means they just want to give Thunderberg a little more time to throw the football. If they move the quarterback, a little harder for the defensive line. But it's also a little harder on your offensive line, sustaining that blocks on the perimeter of your where you're rolling to.
We got wax right, X loop, all right? X double corner, wide ball. Hey, if they play a zone, you might be sitting in the middle. Roll left, all right? Wax right, X loop, roll left, X double corner, wide ball. All right, on one, ready?
They're going to take Bryant, loop him around. They're going to roll the quarterback to the left and try to get Bryant on a double post.
Thunderberg, 23 snaps all season. Now he rolls out of the pocket, going down deep, right down the middle. Scott Bryant. Oh, what a catch by Bryant. Great concentration by Maurice Bryant. Again, over the outstretched hands of number 9, Damon Mason. 39 yards for the score.
Well, a good job all the way around. Providing your opportunity for your quarterback by giving him some time, by rolling him. Nice job by Thunderberg of setting up right there, selling defense. See how he sold him inside, moved a little bit, provided some time, and then down the middle. Got the ball in the air. The double move by Bryant sold that. Gave him enough time to keep open. Here you'll see the double move. Boom, boom. Knock him out of the way, get physical, get him out of the way. Now go up and get the ball at the highest point.
Oh, it just, it seemed like it hung up there for an eternity. And
it
Mason
did.
went up.
Exactly right. It did hang up there way too long. But, you know, the real key for that is any defensive back or receiver will tell you, you got to go get the ball at the highest point or try to make a play at the highest point. The odds of you being successful are that much greater.
Well, Thunderberg now settling in, and Bryant, the rookie out of Houston, 4 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Nitmo still on the sidelines. It looks like Danny White might be going for 2 here. It's 19-14. Rattlers on top.
I wasn't a math major, but to do the calculations real quick, it's the right thing to do for Danny White. I'm just saying that because Danny's going for it, so he should have the calculations down there.
Which half? No, which half? All right, here we go. Trip, 59, X arrow, wing out. On one, Rick. Yes.
We're just going to try a little flat route here.
Mark Tucker over the ball, the former USC Trojan. Thunderberg drops back, and this one's falling incomplete. Looking for Hunky Cooper over that corner, that shortened corner of the end zone that we talked about. Rich McKenzie, number 90, putting on some pressure. So Thunderberg comes back after leading them to the touchdown, but not the 2-point conversion. 1 minute to go before halftime. Lance Thunderberg and his Rattlers on top thanks to the long bomb. 19-14 Arizona.
How does your gray beard or mustache reflect on you?
Man, I look old.
Now get rid of gray with new vitamin-enriched Just for Men gel. Specially made to penetrate, soften, and rejuvenate that coarse, hard-to-color gray. Brush in Just for Men. In 5 minutes, gray is gone, matched up to the rest of your hair.
Don't ever shave that beard.
Just for Men Gel, the Rejuvenator.
Fresh baked bread, oven roasted turkey, and aged Swiss. I think a sandwich like that sells itself, but our ad agency tells me that repetition of the name Blimpie will help customers remember us. Simply Blimpie, for the finest deli cuts around.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast, tough-actin' Tinactin pump spray works.
Tinactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-actin' Tinactin.
Back in Orlando, we're the 5th-seeded Arizona Rattlers on top by 5 now over Orlando. Thanks to the strike to Maurice Bryant. Lance Thunderberg goes 4 plays, 46 yards. Dell back to receive the kick again for the Predators. As we move into the final 60 seconds of the first half here from the TD Waterhouse Center. Winner goes to the championship game, and the winner of this game will host the Nashville Cats. Nitmo approaches the ball, and Dell will have to play this one off the net. He won't get it. Joe Douglas, it's a live football, and Arizona, that's big Mark Tucker out of USC. That is huge for Danny White.
Well, you know, we talk about all the different elements in arena football, but this kickoff, we talk about the net, and that's actually the easy part. It's when it hits the bar that it can take a bounce that's so unpredictable that turnarounds like this happen. You see the ball, once it hits the bar, then it hits the ground, then who knows where it's going to go. And your objective when you're thinking of covering this is get down there, because you never know when that ball's going to pop into my hands. Thank you very much.
Mark Tucker, all Pac-10 as a sophomore, All-American as a junior, nominated for the Lombardi and the Outland as a senior at USC. Now coming up with a huge play on special teams. Twice in the red zone this afternoon, twice coming out with field goals. They keep it on the ground. Hunky Cooper trying to sniff out the end zone, picks up a couple down to the 3. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, the Degree halftime report. Recap the playoff picture. We'll profile Cannell Maynard, the quarterback of the Orlando Predators. And, of course, highlights and stats. Among the highlights, the AF2 Championship, Arena Bowl 2000 from Moline, Illinois. Well, what a game that turned out to be for a guy by the name of Sean King. And, of course, we'll recap yesterday's Nashville victory over the San Jose SaberCats. Nashville, of course, headed for the championship game.
You know, Mike, Arizona has not been successful at all down in this area. What I think you have to do, continue to design plays if you're going to run the football where your quarterback's carrying it or Hunky Cooper's carrying it.
Thunderberg trying to get in himself. He's going to be shy. Didn't try to fake anybody out. He just took the snap, put down his right shoulder and tried to sweep the right side. But now, Danny White and the Rattlers facing a 3rd down.
Now that I've seen Thunderberg run the ball, you got to get the ball to Hunky Cooper, okay? Thunderberg's done a tremendous job throwing the football, but I think in your depth in the quarterback position, you got to keep him healthy. Hunky Cooper has a better nose for the goal line running the football. I just got to get the ball in his hands.
Arizona Rattlers 8-0 on the road this year. Trying to build some breathing room now. 45 seconds to go. Hunky's going down. Ernest Allen busted through.
Quite frankly, I don't care how good your nose is for the goal line. When Ernest Allen comes free like that and hits you, you lose all senses. Absolutely perfect tackle.
Now we go back to the 7 plays at the 1-yard line that Tampa Bay couldn't get in against this Orlando defense.
Well, you know, how you hurt yourself is when you miss blocks. You know, nobody blocked Ernest Allen. You got to, especially guys on the line of scrimmage, they have got to be taken care of first. You got to occupy those guys, get somebody on a hat there before a running back has a chance. You know, credit Ernest Allen with staying within his gap, reading the play, and making a beautiful tackle on Hunky Cooper. And I tell you, in points of the game like this, when you've blown opportunities for touchdowns, it comes back to haunt you. You know, and you get 3 points or settle for 3 and you needed 7 or you should have gotten 7. When it's happened once or twice or 3 times, it comes back to hurt you later in the game.
That's huge in conventional 11-man football. It's monumental in this arena game. 20-yard kick now. So Nitmo on the field. Arizona failed for the 2-point conversion after the touchdown, but now Nitmo will try to tack on 3. He's 2 for 3 in field goals this afternoon. 19-14. Arizona on top. Nitmo, the left foot kicker, drills it through for 3 more. So Bjorn Nitmo tacks on 3 more. 22-14 Arizona on top. 29 seconds away from heading for the locker room at halftime. ESPN's full season of Sunday Night Football just around the corner, but before they kick the regular season, ESPN has the 3rd of 4 preseason games set for Friday night, August 18th. Jake Plummer, the Cardinals' first-round pick, Thomas Jones, lead the Cardinals into the Metrodome. Face the likes of Chris Carter, Randy Moss, and of course the new man responsible for getting those two the football, Dante Culpepper. Friday night, 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. By the Vikings going down to big time yesterday.
That's preseason. Maybe the funniest part of the NFL is preseason. I've been on teams we went 4-0 and went 5-11. Then I went on teams 0-4, went 11-5. So preseason oftentimes is no gauge of how you are as a complete team. It can give you an idea of where you are in some phases, but as far as a complete team, so hard to.
Oh, it's funny how, you being an ex-player, a former player, players and the coaches seem to disagree with how many preseason games you actually need.
The players don't disagree with it. We say 1, and then let's get it on.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but a lot of the coaches say, well, we need some time to.
Well, coaches always depends, how young your team is, how old your team is.
Ditmo with the kick. Goodell, the deep man again for Orlando, playing it high off the net. Cliff Dell, he's not going anywhere. Cecil Doggett is down to the 5-yard line. Penalty flag dropped at about the 10.
Flag on the play.
Boy, the adrenaline was flowing through the veins of Cecil Doggett on that hit.
Holding on the return, number 28, Orlando.
So the glove, Kenny McIntyre, caught for the hold for the Predators, pushes it back to.
Holding on the return, number 28, Orlando, half the distance, first down.
Half the distance means the 3-yard line. There's the numbers and the time Pernell Maynor has to work with before they head for the locker room at halftime. Orlando trying to become the 2nd team in league history to reach 3 consecutive Arena Bowls. Detroit made it 6 straight back from 88 to 93. Maynor, there's the pressure again, incomplete at about the 16-yard line, looking for Dell.
Number 97, Orlando.
Well, we've talked about Orlando's defensive line, the dominance, what they do.
Number 97, half the distance to the goal, replay first down.
These same defensive linemen that are pure defensive minded, keep in mind, have got to be taught how to be offensive linemen, and sometimes that is difficult, and the result is often holdings and not enough time to throw the ball.
Here we go. Zoom right. Gap 50 scissors. X logo. On 2, ready.
The thing for Orlando that has been struggling down here is just no time for Maynor to throw the football.
Both defensive fronts doing a great job this afternoon. Maynor stumbles, but he regains his composure, and Brett Cooper didn't see the football coming.
Yeah, Brett Cooper, when he finally got his head turned around, the ball was already in the air and just never could locate the football. And Maynor really had to get rid of the football earlier than he wanted. He tripped up there, lost everybody, and just let it go. You see Cooper just kind of out of your sight there. His head was down when he turned around to see where the ball was. Just couldn't locate it.
Well, they could have got lucky because Maynor fired it up, as you said, and Cooper had beaten his man. He was all alone, didn't see the football. Now Orlando 2 of 5 on 3rd down situations this afternoon. Maynor finds his man. It's Joe Douglas across the 20. That's the first down. And that'll keep the drive alive for the Predators now. Joe Douglas, 5'11", 186, rookie out of Montana. Doggett.
Well, I can't tell you just how big a play that was. 3rd and 10, down in your own end zone. You really haven't had any type of offense whatsoever to move the football, and to get that play and get it out to about midfield. Big play for Jay Gruden and his Predators.
Jay Gruden, the Predators all-time 8-3 at home in the postseason. Douglas in motion. Maynor got some time this time, looking upstairs. Dell, did he have it? No. Nice effort, but he went up against the wall. Oh, hopefully we can get another look at this one because he had it. He was doing the juggling act. Muhammad Oliver had him covered, but it would have been a fantastic catch by Dell.
Well, the ball was positioned right where it had to be. Focus, concentration, hit the ground. And then the back judge, Scott Helverson, made a tremendous job. In fact, Scott Helverson, the back judge, made the great call here. His wife is 9 months pregnant, and he came over to me before the game, and he said, tell her just to hang in there. He will be home tomorrow.
And don't watch this game if it's too close.
As soon as you hear 9 months, you know that you do not have a lot of room for error here.
If the game's anything like the one we called last week in Des Moines, Iowa, where Nashville knocked off the Barnstormers, don't watch if you're 9 months pregnant. Maynard. Oh, he spins out of trouble, throws it downfield, and he bought some extra time, but it falls incomplete. Penalty flag down in the end zone, though. Again, Ricky Parker. Parker and Oliver defensively for Arizona.
Pass interference, number 20.
Goes against Ricky Parker. So Maynard doing a great job of buying some time with the spin out. Boy, Danny White.
Pass interference, number 20, Arizona. 8-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Danny White watching his secondary struggle a little bit with the penalty flags in the secondary here this afternoon.
Well, and I'll tell you this, Orlando got away with one. Their offensive lineman absolutely held Evans on a pass rush. You know, good call there. You know, trying to go for the football, got the hand on the receiver, interfered with him.
So David Kuhl comes on, missed his first field goal attempt. This one will be from 36 yards. 2 of 5 in the postseason. Field goal attempts. And he puts it up over the nets, but most importantly over that crossbar, and it's good from 36 yards out. So Orlando grabs a little bit of that momentum heading for the locker room as we played 30 minutes of football. There's the score at halftime. Jay Gruden trailing Danny White's Rattlers 22-17 at halftime. Don't forget, coming up, the Degree halftime report. So Cannell Maynard and his Predators trailing, heading for the break. Bryant with a couple of touchdowns from Lance Thunderberg. And we're back with the halftime after.
Hungry for seafood? When your hunger strikes, there's only one thing to do. Head to Red Lobster for lobster and shrimp. Sweet, succulent lobster together with mouth-watering shrimp. Just $12.99 right now at Red Lobster. So hurry in and get it before it's gone.
Gotcha.
I need a car?
Shopping for a used car will never be the same.
No. A convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting. 3DO.
Okay, boys. Last one up, so right there. Ready or not, here I come. Throw a backyard bash. Let the games begin. I spy something tan. Backyard games are never so much fun. Duck, duck, goose. The most intense 4-player chopper game, Army Men Air Combat for Nintendo 64 game console, rated T for Teen. Army Men Air Combat. Good to go.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast, tough-acting, Tinactin pump spray works.
Tinactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-acting Tinactin.
Welcome to the Degree halftime report, brought to you by Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant. Our score at halftime from Orlando, Florida, the Predators trailing the Rattlers 22-17. Welcome to the Degree Halftime Report. Merrill Hodge, Mike Gleason, and Merrill, neither coach expected a 77-72 ball game here this afternoon.
Yeah, when you talk about 22-17, who would think that you would talk defensive struggle? And that's what it's been. The defenses have dominated. Orlando's been outstanding in the red area, not giving Arizona a touchdown when they've been first and goal on the 5.
Of course, the winner of this game goes to the Arena Bowl Championship. The Arena Football League already crowning a champion this week, AF2 Championship. The Arena Cup from Moline, Illinois. Thursday nights, and Quad City, boy, what a game by Sean King. Opened up the game by returning the kickoff for a touchdown. Well, the Vipers worked to keep up with the Wheelers in the first half as Danny Thomas is on the receiving end of this Brian Snyder pass, but Tennessee Valley trailed 41-31 at halftime. In the third quarter, the Vipers scored 21 unanswered points behind big plays and stunned Quad City crowd by taking an 11-point lead.
Yeah, but then you talk about big plays, and Sean King, 3 touchdowns on kickoff returns, 5 total touchdowns, 338 yards of offense. That is big-time offense for one individual.
Well, Billy Dickin finds Xavier Patterson with a touchdown pass to wrap things up. But King, boy, what a game. 338 total yards, 5 touchdowns, the MVP. Quad City, congratulations. Perfect season, 19-0. Same ownership as the Iowa Barnstormers.
And for AF2, a successful year. 7,000 fans on the average. 5 players from Arena Football 2 on NFL rosters right now in training camp. So very successful year for AF2.
And, of course, the big Arena Football League semifinal game from San Jose and Nashville, the 6-seeded Nashville Cats. Jerry Reese gave the SaberCats a 14-7 lead in the first quarter with a touchdown.
Now, the one thing about Nashville is they have always had big plays. You talked about San Jose and the ability they have with their playmaker in Pappen. He really got them rolling into the first half.
Pat's Perduto. Defense, name of the game now for Pat.
Well, in the second half, he talked his defense about coming out, hitting, setting the tempo, and they really dominated San Jose in the second half. We talk about Tyrone Jones, their playmaker, the guy who has sustained them all in the playoffs, made the big plays when they needed. It has been him and Barry Wagner with an opportunity, probably reflecting on that late in the game to probably change the tide and win it for San Jose. Slipped through his hands. I know, reflecting on a disappointment there, but a very good year for San Jose and Barry Wagner.
Second year in a row, the top seed will not be going to the Arena Bowl. And speaking of which, coming up live, 1 o'clock Eastern Time next Sunday on ABC Sports, Arena Bowl 14. Either Orlando or the Arizona Rattlers will host, depending on the outcome of this game this afternoon from Orlando. But the Nashville Cats moving to the Arena Bowl Championship. Arena Bowl 14 coming up at 1 o'clock Eastern at 10 o'clock Pacific Time, live next Sunday on ABC. There's the numbers at halftime here from Orlando. Arizona 22, Orlando 17. A look at the quarter. Back in Orlando, there's the numbers after 30 minutes of play, 22-17. Earlier in the broadcast, we talked about how Connell Maynor sat in the wings behind Pat O'Hara, Browning Nagel. Well, now the job is his, and Connell Maynor of the Orlando Predators has certainly made the most of it. The Orlando Predators have enjoyed more success in recent history than any other AFL team. The success of this winning machine dressed in black is made up of many integral parts. It's a team dependent on big-time plays without big-name players. Receiving maybe the least amount of praise during Orlando's recent run has been quarterback Connell Maynor. It's no coincidence that as Maynor goes, so do the Predators.
He's a great competitor, and you want your quarterback to be your biggest competitor, and he is that on our team.
I'm tickled to death that he's on my team, and he's a winner, and when he wins, we all win.
It's a funny game, arena football. You know, you can go out one game, throw 10 touchdowns, then come back next game and throw 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is winning games.
It's that cocky, yet confident swagger displayed by Maynor that helped take Orlando from a 500 team during the midseason a year ago to within 1 possession of a second consecutive Arena Bowl title.
Well, Connell had a great run in the playoffs and at the end of the year last year, and did a lot of things that nobody really anticipated him to do because he never played the position. He got the opportunity, took it, and ran with it.
Like clockwork, Connell Maynor's success and the success of the team have continued to coincide. Orlando shot out of the gate, winning 7 straight before finishing 11-3 and winning the Southern Division. All the while led by a quarterback in a traditional role with anything but a traditional style of play.
I always describe myself as a mobile quarterback that could throw the ball. And if the defense or the offensive line had a breakdown and we needed to make something happen, I could do it.
I think Connell brings a lot of dimensions, even though he's not very big, not very tall or anything, but he has a fairly decent arm. And when he gets in trouble, he can basically get out of trouble by his scrambling ability.
Ironically, it's Maynard's ability to survive, combined with his winning percentage as a starter, that have prompted Coach Gruden to institute a slight learning curve for Maynard, with hopes of ensuring success for both his quarterback and his team.
For the most part, he's been as productive as I would want. You know, he's made some bad throws here and there and fumbled a couple times in bad situations, but he's had a very solid year for us, and I wouldn't trade him right now for anybody.
And Maynard, as we talked about earlier, 15-4 since taking over the role as the starting quarterback for the Orlando Predators. He's 30 minutes away from returning to the championship if they can erase this deficit. Arizona 22-17. The Degree halftime report continues after this.
Some people will watch anything. But for everyone else, the Total Choice Platinum Package from DirecTV gives you the ultimate in entertainment. 32 premium movie channels, over 25 great sports channels, plus over 100 general entertainment channels. When you stop spinning your wheels, order the Total Choice Platinum Package from DirecTV and do your hamster a favor. Put his cage in front of the TV.
College football fans, get in on the action with ESPN Game Plan. Order now and get over 100 games you won't see anywhere else. Great games, top conferences, intense rivalries. ESPN Game Plan, maximum college football all season long. Get all of the action with ESPN Game Plan. To order, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or tune to channel 243 and order by remote control.
Kari Webb is the reigning DeMaurier champion. If she can successfully defend her title, she will become the first player in history to win 3 majors in one season. The DeMaurier Classic continues today at 5 on ESPN.
The Degree halftime report continues from Orlando, Florida. The body heat activated antiperspirant, 22-17. The Rattlers on top. And Merrill, let's take a look at what happened in the first 30 minutes. As the Orlando Predators, as we expected, defense the name of the game, and they are oh so tough down in that red zone.
Yeah, well, you know, Arizona had opportunities very early. We talked about Orlando's defense and just how tough they are down at the red area, and they really showed up here. He took Cooper trying to get into the end zone, shut down. Orlando then turned around to some nice things, designing offensively to score some points. And Arizona later in the game got a little lucky. They got some opportunities outside the red zone and capitalized. And that's really what has put them in a position to win. Arizona designing some things to free up the quarterback, get a little more time on him. Another touchdown. You know, Bryant's been big in the second half. But Orlando's defense has kept them in it. What they've got to do is find out how to protect Maynard. Maynard has some mobility to scramble, but still you got to find ways to let him sit in the pocket and throw the football. You look at the stats right now, the possessions, kind of is indicative of a defensive game. 6 possessions for Arizona, 5 for Orlando, but only 2 touchdowns apiece. Yeah, that's very rare in this league. It means defense is playing outstanding.
Well, the Orlando Predators 8-3 at home in the postseason over the years. Jay Gruden, the head coach, says 30 minutes to go. Let's go inside that Orlando locker room.
It's going to be easy. Never an easy road to the Arena Bowl. But the road's got to go through here 30 more minutes. All right? They got to outplay us for 30 more minutes, and I don't think that'll happen. Go. All right? So we're going to step it up. Let me see that one. We're going to play hard for 30 minutes every play. We're going to protect the quarterback and get after the quarterback. That's how we got here in the first damn play. All right? Let's get after their ass. We'll get open down the field. Don't worry, receivers. Jitters are out. Jitters are out. Let's go now. Let's go now. Let's go. Whatever it takes to win now, get it done.
And that's what they've done over the years. Whatever it takes, that they get it done. Every player we talked to this weekend, Merrill, they just love playing for that guy.
Yeah, well, he has a unique sense of leadership and commands respect, but you can also befriend him and talk to him, too, about certain things.
And we talked about the Nashville victory in San Jose yesterday afternoon. And right now, Arizona, Orlando, 30 minutes of football to be played, and the winner will host. If Orlando wins, they keep it right here in Orlando. And if Arizona wins, they head back to Phoenix. It'll be a 10 o'clock Pacific time. Well, regardless, it will be a 10 o'clock Pacific time for Arena Bowl 14. 1 o'clock Eastern on ABC. Bjorn Nitmo ready to get the second half underway. Cliff Dell back to receive the second half kickoff for the Predators. 30 minutes to go. Winner goes on to the championship game. Joe Douglas, live football. Douglas doing a great job for Orlando just to retrieve that football at about the 7-yard line.
If you remember in the first half, Orlando messed up on that. Arizona capitalized. Maynard's first half stats, 7 of 17, 94 yards. And really, for the most part, he was running for his life. Arizona really has been able to get into the backfield and disrupt his timing and his rhythm and forced him to run. He has that ability, but really, Orlando needs to get him settled down, give him some time in order to complete some passes down the field to his receivers.
And they only trail 22-17 as they reset the play clock. On the other side, Lance Thunderberg, our numbers indicate he's only been hit twice in the first half. And that's got to be huge because Orlando's not getting that usual pressure on Danny White's quarterback.
It's really enormous. You talk about the challenge Arizona had. Really, it was on their offensive line in protecting Thunderberg. Jay Gruden right there believes in that defensive line being the cornerstone of your team. You heard him in the locker room. We get after the quarterback. We protect the quarterback. That's how we got here.
Well, Jay Gruden waiting to get this thing going. Gruden with over 15,000 passing yards when he played in this league. 280 touchdowns and 4 titles, including back-to-back titles. Jay Gruden, one of the hottest coaching prospects or coaches in the AFL. We're at the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida. The semifinal action, Arizona and Orlando getting ready to open up the second half alongside Merrill Hodge. I'm Mike Gleason, and it's great to have you on board for the semifinal game on ESPN2. They still await the malfunction of the clock right now.
That's what we call technical difficulties
in the broadcast business. And you look at Arizona, Cedric Bonner. Actually, Bonner surpassed Jay Gruden's postseason touchdown mark last weekend. We're ready to go now, and I want to talk about what Danny White did in Arizona this past week to alleviate some of the pressure during practice right after this play. Maynard goes upstairs. Joe Douglas, first play in the second half is complete. But you look at Arizona in practice, they actually had an egg toss. Danny White did, just to have some fun. And I guess the record was 25 yards. Stacey Evans' team won it. They found Randy Gatewood actually taped up an egg. So they found Randy Gatewood cheating on the contest, which everybody got a good laugh at. And Danny White alleviating some of the pressure in practice.
Dang, Gatewood threw your egg 20 yards, didn't even break.
Oh, good defensive play at the line of scrimmage that time, and it's knocked down by big number 78. That's Sebastian Berry, the second-year man out of Liberty. He's had some time with the Packers and the Cardinals, Chargers, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now, we've talked about it. Defensive linemen, you got to get after the quarterback. You get up there, you rush for so long that the ball hasn't gone, you're not near the quarterback. Anticipate a throw your way. And Berry, terrific job there of being able to knock the ball down.
So, Cannell Maynard. I'm sorry, Merle.
Go ahead, Mike. Arizona, Orlando has changed some things up. They're doing a little shorter routes and trying to get rid of the ball quickly.
50%. You saw the numbers, 3 of 6 third down situations. A little option play. Maynard with some running room. So Cannell Maynard, I'm sure he ran that a few times at North Carolina A&T. Ride that big fullback, pull it out, and head for daylight.
Well, you're already seeing the adjustments that Orlando has made. One of them in the running game, Maynard doing a little option, faking to the fullback or factor back, as we like to call him, and then getting around on the corner. Well, that's smart football. You're getting your best runner, the ball in your best runner's hands. And in a third and short situation, Orlando not being successful throwing it, why not run?
Maynard now 3 rushes for 37 yards in the ball game and a touchdown. Going upstairs, it's Douglas. Touchdown, Joe Douglas. Lights up the board. 25-yard strike from Maynard to Douglas. So Danny White goes into the locker room with the lead. Watches Orlando answer the bell on their first possession of the second half.
Well, you talk about excellent concentration, watching the ball all the way in. Tremendous job by Douglas of doing that. And then Maynard putting that ball where if Douglas is not going to catch that ball, worst case scenario, it's an incompletion.
Joe Douglas with his second postseason touchdown. He had 14 in the regular season, 13 receiving, 1 rushing. David Kuhl on for the extra point. And the equalizer, it's a David Kuhl. Nope, check that. My mistake, it's now 24-22. as Joe Douglas put the Predators back on top thanks to the right arm of Connell Maynard. 12:01 to go. It's a 2-point lead for Orlando.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach with some big, tough weightlifters.
We're going to show how new right guard extreme sport works even under the most extreme conditions.
Back, stop! Run! Oh no, the kid is going to get you! He got you! Look, extreme protection against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit.
New right guard extreme sport. Get extreme. Get right guard.
Ouch.
With a car this old, you expect some miles on the clock. But this one has over 1 million. In a real test for Model 1, it equaled 40 laps around the world. Then they tore down the engine, and many of the parts, even the piston rings, were almost like new after 1 million miles. You want your car to last? Use Model 1. And I figure you'll wear out your seats before you wear out your engine.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Introducing new Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. It's specially formulated to give tires a brilliant shine. New Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. Shinier longer than all leading brands.
What color are your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste whitens your teeth with just one tube. Our whitening guide proves you can go from here to here. Arm & Hammer, whiter teeth, one tube, guaranteed.
Back in Orlando, we've had 4 lead changes now. Predators up by 2.
Yeah, he's talked about this game and how close it is. You talk McMillan as he comes through here. As the protection starts to break down, Orlando's offensive lineman actually grabs onto him for just a second. See him holding up there? That hold right there allowed this completion. Just that fraction of a second to delay McMillan from getting there. It's a hold, but hey, well, I shouldn't say it's a hold. They didn't call it, so it's not a hold until they call it. But sometimes, you know, you fight. These Orlando guys are defensive players. They're not great blockers. Sometimes you do whatever it takes. You heard Jay Gruden, whatever it takes. A play like that's whatever it takes. Give the quarterback a little more time in order to throw the football.
You mentioned a fraction of a second. Sometimes that's all you need.
That's usually the difference.
Low kick. Hunky Cooper will take it on the bounce. Hunky over the 10-yard line. Oh, good defensive play by Cliff Dell that time on the kick coverage team. It looked like Hunky Cooper had a lot more running room, and Dell was there to greet him at the 10. So now it's up to Lance Thunderberg again. 4 lead changes. The numbers on the former Valdosta State star. 50%, 142 yards, a couple of scoring strikes. 15 of 23, a couple of interceptions on the year. 3 touchdowns. Straight drop, quick one. That's Muhammad Oliver with the reception. Oliver's first catch of the afternoon.
Well, one thing that Arizona does have for him now, I believe Danny White has to feel very comfortable in Thunderberg and his abilities to run certain things from this offense. They've really been able to throw the ball down the field and the intermediate stuff. Their problem has been in the scoring territory. So what you'd like to do is try to score from a ways out, and Arizona's been able to do that.
Thunderberg, top of your screen, it's complete again, just shy of the first down marker. Oliver again with a second straight catch, his first 2 catches for the third-year man out of Oregon. Former Oregon Duck with a couple of touchdowns in the regular season, 3 in the postseason already. Oliver spent some time with the Broncos, Packers, Miami, and the Washington Redskins.
McMillan got up a little slow. Looked like he was favoring an ankle, but as those tough factor backs will do, they get back in the huddle to line up again. You know, one thing Arizona has done, and Orlando will give them these short passes, but sooner or later, you got to try to design something down the field.
Hunky Cooper in motion this time. Thunderberg going right down the middle. This one's going to be picked. The glove, Kenny McIntyre with his another interception. Brings it back close to the 20-yard line. He's driven into the wall. Penalty flag down. Oh, Danny White did not want to see that. So Kenny McIntyre with 11 interceptions.
Illegal block. Number 95, Orlando, on the return. An 8-yard penalty. First down.
Illegal block by Ernest Allen out of Cincinnati.
You know, it's hard to say who was wrong here for Arizona. We've already seen it a couple times where 2 receivers for Arizona have went to the same area of the field, which was wrong. You can't tell if Thunderberg just the ball got away from him or if somebody should have been in behind the other receiver there. Hard to say, hard to put a blame. I saw Thunderberg come to the sideline and have a little word with himself, so it would lead me to believe that maybe Thunderberg made a mistake there and just the ball got away from him.
McIntyre, 11 picks in the regular season. He's #1. That's his 2nd pick of the post. Maynard going for the jugular vein right away, looking for Dell. Oliver on the coverage, but he overshoots his man. So Jay Gruden watching his quarterback facing a 2nd down situation after the INT.
You know, even though that's an incompletion, what you have to like about Maynard and the ability to throw the football down the field, if Dell does not catch that ball, it's an incompletion. He threw it long enough and deep enough and in the position where only his guys can be able to make the play. In this league, oftentimes, if you try to throw the perfect ball and throw it too short, it's going to be an interception.
You know, not only does Orlando come up with a boatload of interceptions, but since the start of last year, they returned 12 of those interceptions for touchdowns. Penalty flags at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Rick Hamilton, I liked him. I like what he did there. He came back and told Cannell Maynard, it's on 1, not 2. That's why I jumped off sides. Blame somebody else. Blame something else.
Orlando now with 4 penalties for 22 yards on the day. The Rattlers with 3 for 19. Now 2nd. Harrison jumping again. Big number 95. Kelvin Ingram jumped at the line of scrimmage, but was there movement on the Orlando side?
Offside, number 95, unabated to the quarterback. 3-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, Ingram obviously trying to anticipate the snap count, jumps offside. It's been a big pickup for Arizona. You know, Arizona, they feel like they stole them from Orlando. He was late for camp with the Predators last year. He's not making that movie on any given Sunday. All those players, and he winds up going from Orlando over to the Arizona Rattlers. 2nd and 10 now. Maynard all alone. Cliff Dell at the 15. He's got some running room. He's going in. Touchdown. He'll walk in for the touchdown.
Well, I think it's going to get called back, and I think that Orlando's receiver Douglas picked Cooper. They did. You usually do pick plays close to the line of scrimmage. Here, Orlando did one down the field.
Number 12, Orlando.
And that's exactly what they're going to call. Anytime you see a receiver away from the play, jumping up and down, acting like he made a great play, that's got to be suspicious. And what he did is made a terrific block.
Number 12, Orlando, 8-yard penalty, loss of down.
See, oftentimes receivers don't get all excited. You watch the right side of the screen right here. Right here, he's going to come in and he's going to make a pick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can see why Douglas was excited. He was just really running his route. It looked like
Nobody swerved at the last second,
got a little deep, you know.
But he might say he was trying to get out of the way of the defender.
Truly that deep, you got to look at it from the official's eyes. He probably catches it. It looks like a block. The ball's in the air. You can't do that, so the flag is dropped.
It would have been a 29-yard touchdown for Cliff Dell. Instead, it comes back to the 13-yard line.
Because oftentimes receivers don't get excited about running good routes away from the play. It just doesn't happen.
So now it's 3rd down and a mile. Still conferring down by the line of scrimmage. Cannell Maynard had his 2 cents to say, but he was pushed out of that conversation.
Officials are saying loss of down, and Jay Gruden is disputing that call. And Jay Gruden wins.
Well, Jay Gruden talking about Cannell Maynard. We talk about the fact he's 15-4, but they say he's been fantastic and yet frustrating sometime at quarterback. The 3 losses, he's missed some open receivers. Throwing the ball long, fumbled a couple of snaps from center, but right now they're up 24-22. Maynard going deep. He's got his man. Same man. Cliff Dell. Touchdown, Orlando. No pick that time, but he was wide open again.
Now you see Cliff Dell here on the wide side of your screen and does a nice job of pushing his route up. That gives him a lot of room over in this area to make a play. Maynard rolled to that side, and it's just too much area to cover in the secondary, especially when you're one-on-one, even in the fields and the confines of arena football.
Dell with 6 catches last week. That was his first catch of the afternoon. David Kuhl right down the middle. So Dell, 37 yards. Maynard loving every second of it. He says, hey, did you see that? 31-22, Orlando.
Introducing VitaFree.com's $10 million diet giveaway. If you want to lose weight, but don't want to pay $50 a bottle for Metabolife 356 or Slim RX, this limited time offer is for you. VitaFree.com is giving away a full 3-month supply of Diet ZX. That's a $150 value free, just to introduce you to VitaFree.com's website or 800 number. Diet ZX has the same ingredients as Metabolife 356 and Slim RX. Diet ZX is also available without ephedrine and can help you lose pounds and inches fast and easy. But while you can pay up to $50 a bottle for Metabolife or Slim RX, now you can get the same ingredients and all the same benefits free. Plus, Diet ZX contains extra ingredients to burn carbohydrates. This special VitaFree.com introductory free offer for a full 3-month supply of Diet ZX won't last long. So call now or log on to VitaFree.com's website to receive your free 3-month supply of Diet ZX. Or call the number below to take advantage of this incredible free offer. This is a limited introductory free offer, so you must act fast. Call now.
29 yards, 2 plays, 31-22 Orlando. Just a minute ago, Cedric Bonner went out with the torn ACL over on the sideline, trying to calm down his team now as they trail 31-22. Cedric Bonner, the experienced quarterback, out with that injury, but trying to use that experience to do a little coaching and calm down his mates. Now the decibels are going up here in the TD Waterhouse Center. 17 straight points for the Predators, and they're in the driver's seat now, 31-22. Cool with the kick. Hunky Cooper back to receive. He'll do so off the nets. Hunky Cooper trying to turn the corner at the 10. He's not even going to get to the 10-yard line. Now the college football season's a lot closer than you might realize. Order ESPN Game Plan on pay-per-view and watch over 100 extra college games this fall. That's up to 10 games each Saturday. Follow your favorite teams and conferences all season long, no matter where you live. Order a season package before August 31st. Receive a discount. Call your local cable company, DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Boy, college football just around the corner on ESPN. 7:04 and counting here from Orlando. 1st and 10 for Lance Thunderberg and company, trailing 31-22. Penalty flags down to the line of scrimmage. Cooper has it up near the 20-yard line, but this one might be coming back.
Second neutral zone. Penalty will be refused. Result of play, first down.
Well, the thing you want to do now, Orlando is obviously built on defense, and the key is their defensive line. You have a lead of 9 points. That is exactly what you want from a defensive standpoint. Now you can tee off. You've not got to worry about a lot of things, but get after the quarterback and try to hit him.
And as you pointed out earlier, that's that's the system, that's the team, the philosophy that Jay Gruden's been shooting for ever since he took over this team. Building a great defensive ball club. Little pump fake going deep. This one's going to be picked. McIntyre again. His second. Tucker runs him out of bounds, but Kenny the Glove McIntyre with a pair of INTs. And right now they're looming big with a penalty flag down on the floor once again.
Illegal contact. Number 9, Orlando.
Well, that's a huge, huge penalty for Orlando and a big break for Arizona.
Automatic first down.
This is a turnover Arizona can ill avoid. Ford, you have to be able to sustain offense and get points here. Big break for Arizona. Now you must capitalize on it. But the one thing Arizona's breaking down now is the protection. Now that... Hey, if all else fails, tackle the guy. I mean, if all else fails, just go up and tackle. Obviously, a broken coverage in the secondary. You know, just didn't want to give up an easy touchdown. Makes the tackle.
McIntyre came into the game with 7 postseason INTs. Penalty flags again. He already has one here this afternoon. Barry Wagner is the all-time leader in
Movement
postseason.
prior to the snap. Number 95, Arizona. 3-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that goes against Calvin Ingram, the 4th-year man out of Oklahoma State. Well, Danny White definitely, they don't want to shoot themselves in the foot now with penalties trailing by 9. If you're going to get beat, they're going to get beat. But you
well,
don't
you're right. You got to calm this crowd down and take a little bit of that fire out of the defense to blind of Orlando. And the only way you can do that is by completing some passes and moving the ball.
Thunderberg, quick drop. Randy Gatewood with a rare catch this afternoon to just shy of the first down. Up inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. Randy Gatewood, the 5th-year man out of UNLV. Led the club with 22 touchdowns this season. You know, one thing Randy Gatewood did not have this year, though, interestingly enough, is 0 picks. I think he might be their all-time leader in interceptions in franchise history. He had 0 this year.
Now, sometimes that's just an indication of people staying away from you. Although it's hard in this league. I mean, you can't just... The field's not wide enough to just stay to one side or the other. You got to use the whole field.
2nd and short now. Pump fake. Thunderberg over the middle. There's a penalty flag.
Boy, and just a great route by Hunky Cooper. I mean, he sold the out, and Damon Mason jumped it, ran right into Cooper, official all over it. This will go against Orlando.
Illegal contact. Number 9, Orlando.
You know, Damon Mason, we talked about his 116 tackles.
Illegal contact. Number 9, Orlando. Will be a 3-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Now watch Hunky Cooper. Does a nice job of selling the out. You'll see him sell it right there and goes to the inside, and Mason jumped all over the route, ran right into Hunky Cooper. And quite frankly, that would have been a touchdown had Mason not ran into him, because Cooper had the route won.
Well, it's not easy playing DB in this league, but Mason with 116 tackles, he's had his work cut out for him as far as pass coverage this afternoon. Quick hitter, Maurice Bryant. He's down inside, or at least to the 5-yard line. It's going to be good for a first down.
And Arizona is in the worst situation they can be in. They're on the 5-yard line. 1st and goal on the 5. I mean, they have not scored a touchdown being in this situation.
Great point. Great point.
You know, and Orlando is willing to give you that. You know, 3 times in the red zone, 3 field goals. I mean, that is just outstanding defense, and it's frustrating to an offensive team. Just frustrating. So you have to use that in the huddle right now. You've got to remember that as a unit and say, we must come away with the touchdown.
And Orlando did it again last week. Tampa Bay held to a field goal on 3 possessions. Oh, big defensive play that time by Rich McKenzie. 3rd-year man out of Penn State, the former All-American linebacker for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, McKenzie, great job of knocking the ball down, but quite frankly, Orlando had that defended in all angles. You know, Dell was out there in coverage. McKenzie does a nice job getting upfield. The tight end's going to be over there, but you see Dell coming right there. He's coming there to make the tackle of the play on the receiver.
2nd and goal from the 5. Well, you see the intensity rising down there in the red zone as McKenzie digs in. 2nd down, Thunderberg looking, and finally finding his man. Well, they dropped the football. Boy, Cooper and Bryant were both juggling at about the 2-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a completed pass. It'll be a 3rd and goal from about the 2.
And in this league, that makes it even more difficult. Really, the closer you get to that goal line, the more difficult it is because the field shortens. I mean, really, all the time in the world, credit offensive line of Arizona, and then you're really just trying to throw it in a position that you're hoping, you know, your receiver, whether it be Cooper, Gatewood, or Cooper can come up with the, or Bryant come up with a play. And Gatewood coming up with a catch there.
That's twice now this afternoon where Bryant, Merrill, has shown great concentration for this juggling act. Arizona with their 4th trip in the red zone. He's going down. It's still alive. Here we go. Dell takes it in. Penalty flag back at about the 20-yard line. Boy, big John McCall, the rookie out of Central Michigan.
Boy, you talk about a wasabi hit on your quarterback.
Oh, what an introduction.
My. Somebody had to have missed a block on that one.
Well, John McCall's down on the field saying, please don't take this one.
Well, you more than likely was probably advancing the football like I think Dell did there. You know, batting it, moving along. The old Raider rule.
We had an illegal batting by Orlando of a loose ball. They never had possession. The ball reverted back to Arizona.
That is enormous.
Now, there's things about dodging a bullet. You dodged a torpedo on that one.
Well, I remember Kenny Stabler did that, I think, against the Chargers.
Oh, but look at it. Watch this hit. This flag gets beat, and then a wasabi hit. Ball is loose. Now, right here, just get on the ball. But nope, trying to think of more than just get the ball. Let's make a big play. Let's make a touchdown. Really nails you. I think you look at it. I mean, you know, Dell is trying to get the ball in a position to get the ball. I mean, he's moving it along so he can pick it up and score a touchdown instead of just getting on the football.
Which is illegal.
Well, yep, we've learned that here today.
On the play, Orlando did not have possession. The ball reverts back to the offense. Arizona half the distance to the goal. First down.
Not a popular call here.
Boy, and
as you can see.
Oh, now nobody likes it in Orlando, as you might well imagine. But 3rd and 2, you have 1st and 1 now. You talk about a chain of events. We will have to reflect back on this play, I'm telling you, through the course of this game. This is monumental for one side or the other, depending on what happens here with Arizona.
Orlando's defense has knocked down Thunderberg 4 times on this drive. Remember, in the first half, they only got to him twice.
Well, all you need is a wasabi hit on your quarterback, and all you need is one of those, and Thunderberg's not going to be around much longer. You got to protect the quarterback.
Well, he's going to be thinking twice as he drops back here. Goes over the middle. It's picked off. Penalty flag. It's McIntyre again. He already had 1 taken away. Is it going to be number 2?
I'm telling you, I'm quite frankly, Arizona, I mean, Orlando's going to be called for pass interference here, I believe.
Well, Thunderberg trying the little slant play over the middle.
Pass interference, number 9, Orlando. After this is the goal, first down.
So Damon Mason's having a long afternoon as far as his pass coverage. And
boy, tough on Mason. I mean, you look at the tight end releases, and Thunderberg is just putting it out where, is that Cooper that can make the reception?
Bryant.
Excuse me, that's Bryant. You know, Mason's just trying to defend the receiver. It's lose track of the ball. It's so close there. Traffic and things are happening so fast. You know, it's tough to blame Mason on that one. You know, you're trying to do your job, and Bryant's working through you to get to the ball, and it looks like pass interference.
Not an easy job in the Arena Football League playing DB, especially down here.
Hey, it can be an embarrassing job because you are exposed a lot.
Now the crowd getting more and more vocal as Danny White just holding his breath, hoping his Rattlers can punch it in.
And again, you got first down. I mean, I will tell you this, Orlando makes a stand here, because if you're Arizona, this right here is 4-down territory. You cannot look at your offense and say, oh, listen, we can kick a field goal. When you're on the 7, 8, 9 yard line, you had better come away with the touchdown. And you better be telling that to your huddle. And if Orlando comes up with this one, maybe the greatest stand as far as the defense goes in arena history, as far as the playoffs go. Because this is now the 5th or 6th play from the 5-yard line in.
Plus Arizona for the rest of the game, though, they got to prove to themselves, as you mentioned, that they can score in the red zone. They've had to settle for a couple of field goals already this afternoon. So Danny White, who still holds 22 records with the Dallas Cowboys, wouldn't mind being on the field right now himself.
Well, I don't know. The way Thunderberg got hit on that last one, I think Danny's very happy where he is right now. And I'll tell you this, Hunky Cooper, you got to get the ball to Hunky Cooper. And these plays have to be north-south. No east-west stuff. Orlando is too good at penetration. Get the ball with Cooper making some type of motion, pitch it to him, let him read something and break the goal lines.
Well, Pat Sperduto and his Nashville Cats back in Nashville watching the telecast here on ESPN2.
And I'm sure they're taking notice right now. They're going to be working all week in the red area, scoring touchdowns.
Hunky Cooper lined up behind Thunderberg. First and goal. Thunderberg faked it to Hunky. Randy Gatewood on the receiving end of the scoring strike. So you said you got to get it to Hunky. And that's exactly what they did as far as the fake anyway.
Well, I get that. You got to credit Danny White there. Great design, great scheme. Where you put Hunky Cooper. Hunky Cooper's in the back there. Fake it to him. Orlando and myself felt that was going to be the logical choice. Get it to a playmaker. And you got Randy Gatewood standing all by himself on the outside.
So Gatewood with 22 regular season touchdowns gets his second. And his first here this afternoon is a big one. With 1:01. There's the minute warning now. 57 seconds to go. They'll stop the clock in the second and fourth quarter at the 1 minute mark. 31-28. Orlando on top. Going for two. Thunderberg comes back the other way, and it's good for two. Big number 99. That's Wendell Gaines out of Oklahoma State. The rookie pulls in two.
Boy, you know, you think about Orlando mentally, how positive they must feel coming down, aside from these last two plays of really dominating the red zone area, and now that has changed.
So Lance Thunderberg hits Gaines. They get two, and now it's Orlando 31-30.
Are you ready to see yourself as others see you?
I didn't know it was so gray.
Now escape that old gray look with new Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator. Just for Men shampoos away gray in 5 easy minutes and now has vitamins. It brings back a thicker, healthier look that's completely natural.
I like what I see.
Just for Men. More than a hair color, it's the Rejuvenator.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast, tough-acting Tinactin pump spray works.
Tinactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-acting Tinactin.
Hi, I'm Tony Conza. Our ad agency told me if you want to sell your wraps, Tony, put kids in your commercials.
Simply Blimpie for hand-rolled wraps.
A little over 38 seconds to go before we head into the final 15. 31-30 now, Orlando. It's been an adventure here for the Predators today.
Well, it has, and you know, a lot of those breaks have went Arizona's way. You talk about the net effect and even the bar effect. Here, a bad bounce. Arizona comes up with the football. Only got 3 points out of that, but then it happens again. This time, Orlando comes away with the football. So Orlando probably not that secure about their ability to cover on these kicks. And Arizona very optimistic about the opportunity to make some plays.
Trying to read the eyes of Cliff Dell. He's wondering where's Nitmo going to put this one. Nitmo ready to kick off. Dell back to receive for the Predators. 31-30. Predators on top by a point. Dell turns, plays it halfway up the net. He's got some running room at the top of your screen, still on his feet over the 20-yard line. Good return for Cliff Dell, the second-year man out of Southern Florida.
Well, you look at 8 plays, 42 yards. And doing my math correct, I think like anywhere from 5 to 6 of those plays were all on the 5-yard line going in. So they got down the field. You still get 5 defensive penalties by Orlando, keeping and sustaining the drive for Arizona.
A 6-minute drive, taking a chapter out of Jay Gruden's book there. This should be the last play of the third quarter. Maynard comes to the left side. Ty Law, I believe that's his first catch of the afternoon. Ty Law, fifth-year man out of Rice, 2-time letterman in baseball at Rice. So there's the final second. Expired off the clock, and we're headed for the final 15 minutes of the semifinal game between Arizona and Orlando. Connell Maynard, Kenny McIntyre on top, headed for the final quarter. 31-30 Predators over the Rattlers.
3DO.
Okay, boys. Last one up, so right there. Ready or not, here I come.
Throw a backyard bash. Let the games begin.
I spy something tan.
Backyard games were never so much fun.
Duck, goose.
The most intense 4-player chopper game, Army Men Air Combat for Nintendo 64 game console, rated T for Teen. Army Men Air Combat. Good to go.
You're sweating like crazy.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Degree Invisible Solid? What's that? I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works. No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid. Works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
Hungry for seafood? When your hunger strikes, there's only one thing to do. Head to Red Lobster for lobster and shrimp. Sweet, succulent lobster together with mouth-watering shrimp. Just $12.99 right now at Red Lobster. So hurry in and get it before it's gone.
Here we go, the final 15 minutes, a one-point game, 31-30. Connell Maynard, he has his ups and downs, but he's been a winner over the years.
Well, you look at all the things that he brings to the table. First of all, he's Orlando's best runner. Give him the football, let him run it, touchdown. When he throws the football, I think he places it as good as anybody in this league, giving opportunities to receivers. But this is his most valuable asset, the ability to move, manage the pocket, find open wide receivers, and then bringing energy, going over to his brother, celebrating a little bit, and then pointing back to his teammates, going, let's keep the electricity flying.
Second and 5 as we open up the fourth and final quarter here from Orlando. Looking for Cooper, going deep. Cooper makes his move. He's got it. Touchdown, Brett Cooper. So Connell Maynard opens up the fourth quarter with the very first play. Going deep, and Danny White watches Brett Cooper pull in the touchdown. His first postseason score.
You talk about a great route running on Cecil Doggett, their best defensive guy. Great job of selling. Once you get a defensive back's hips turned around, now all you got to do is stay in bounds, catch the ball, kiss the wall. Touchdown.
David Kuhl on the kick again. Trying to make it an 8-point lead. Oh, Maynard looking for two. Penalty flags down. Lofts it up. And the ball is complete to Cooper. So Brett Cooper with the touchdown. And will he have the two-point conversion? Time will tell. A penalty flag. Looks like it's going against Arizona.
There is no foul. It's not an outside rush.
They're going to pick up the flag. They thought they saw the outside rush. So Connell Maynard, broken play or design? What do you think?
Well, I believe this is a broken play. You look at people trying to block. What they do is they just adjust to what's ever going on. I'm sure that Connell Maynard's yelling fire, fire, or whatever their signal is, and he just broke into the end zone. And Maynard, again, keeping the play alive by his mobility, allowed the play and people to get open and make the adjustments. And you got a two-point conversion. You talk about how big that is. The extra point was going to be big because it would have been an 8-point game. Now it is a 9-point game, forcing Arizona now to score twice.
Good job of Maynard, second half stepping it up, because Stacey Evans really put on a bull rush for the Rattlers that time. They had 99 yards in the second half compared to 94 in the first. 3 touchdowns to 1. And now it's 39-30. Hunky Cooper, the only player in the history of this league to be the MVP and the Iron Man. Hunky Cooper watches it go over the crossbar. Hunky Cooper makes a nice cut. Hunky Cooper up over the 15. Here he goes. Hunky Cooper. Midfield stripe. He's going inside the 20-yard line. Oh, nice return by Hunky Cooper. And that'll give Lance Thunderberg some nice field position to work with.
Boy, every time Arizona needs a spark, they need something to happen, it has been Hunky Cooper. And this, a much-needed spark for Arizona, in that they got back to a 1-point game. Now it's been blown to a 9-point game. For your offense, you need this. And Hunky Cooper, what a tremendous job to be able to get up the field and almost breaking the tackle of the kicker. But the kicker's job, not necessarily to make the tackle, just hold him up, delay him a little bit so your teammates can come make the play.
Hunky Cooper returned 4 for touchdowns this year, almost had number 5. So now the ball resting at the 16-yard line. Thunderberg ready to go to work. There's the pressure. Gets out of the pocket, buys some time, goes back, touchdown! Oh, he had way too much time, and Maurice Bryant pulls in another one, 17 yards for the score.
You know, we have credit Connell Maynard for his ability to keep plays alive, his mobility. Thunderberg not known for that, but that probably was the prettiest play from a quarterback today. You talk about defending himself, first of all, avoiding the tackle here at the very beginning to the right side, keeping his head downfield. I mean, look, he's focused down the field. Forget about the pass rush. I think that is so critical from a quarterback standpoint, is that, you know, his eyes never left the secondary. His eyes never left his wide receivers. Therefore, that's why he's able to find a guy wide open.
Definitely showing a lot of composure, Merrill, on that one. Bryant now with 7 catches for 110 yards, 3 touchdowns on the afternoon. Maurice Bryant, the rookie out of Houston, came in with 14 catches in the postseason. He's got 7 more here today, 39-37. Maurice Bryant with his 3rd touchdown. It's a 2-point game, 12:42 to go before we find out who the Nashville Cats will play in the Arena Bowl championship. Hunky Cooper.
Everything that started with Hunky Cooper today has really electrified this team and brought them back when they've needed a big play.
2-point ball game. Boy, earlier in the broadcast we talked about some of the great games these 2 teams have had over the years. As Cliff Dell takes it off the net. Dell cuts to the outside, back inside, still on his feet, shy, maybe gets up to the 10. Big Bob McMillan brings him down.
Well, Mike, we've talked about, you know, Arizona and their leader, and it's been Hunky Cooper. And oftentimes it's been off the kickoff return. You see Cooper flossing and flying through the kickoff return team. Big momentum for Arizona. Eventually they score on that touchdown and provide the big play, which gets the Arizona Rattlers within 2 of Orlando.
Boy, Bryant, 163 total yards for Hunky Cooper, the 99 Ironman. It's going to be interesting to see if he can repeat as the award winner in 2000. Rick Hamilton gets over the line of scrimmage, coughs up the football, but the whistle that sounded, it stays with the Predators. Rick Hamilton out of Central Florida, the MVP of the Arena Bowl a couple of years ago. He had 100 yards rushing in 1 game.
That's like 400 yards in the outdoor game. You get 100 in this league on one particular game, you have done a very fine job that particular day.
He rushed for 210 yards during the regular season. Orlando with 42 rushing yards. A big afternoon for the Predators on the ground. Maynard puts some air underneath this one. Down! Touchdown! Cliff Dell! Not bad coverage, Merrill, but a fantastic throw. Fantastic catch, goes for 38 yards.
I'll be honest with you, Mike. It's perfect in every phase of the game of football. The throw, the catch, and the defense of the play. You couldn't argue in any other way. You look at the protection first, and Maynard let this thing go. Absolutely a perfect throw. The route was run outstanding. Defense perfectly. But if everything is perfect, the thing that sets it off or puts it over the scales for the offense is the throw and the position and the placement of the ball.
Oh,
and credit Maynard on that one.
Beautiful throw. David Kuhl back on the field, and Kuhl puts it down the middle. So Cliff Dell, it took him a while to hear his name here this afternoon, but now he has 2 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, 46-37, Orlando.
Hi, I'm Tom Jordan. This month, Inside DirecTV takes you for a behind-the-scenes look at Disney Channel's new original series, In a Heartbeat. It's part of our special Inside Look at Disney Channel. Plus previews, how-tos, and program package information you can't afford to miss. Inside DirecTV, now playing on Channel 250.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Fran. Morning, officer. Hey, Steve.
Can't follow your team from where you live?
How's the wife and kids?
Now you can choose from up to 13 games a week. NFL Sunday Ticket. We've got your game.
Hey, little guy. Woochie woochie.
Back in Orlando, the Predators up 46-37. Remember, the winner of this game gets to host the Arena Bowl. Arena Bowl 14 live on ABC, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Pacific. That's next Sunday, the Arena Bowl Championship. The Nashville Cats against either Orlando or the Arizona Rattlers, depending on what happens in the next 10 minutes and 42 seconds here from the TD Waterhouse Center. ABC Sports next Sunday. Hunky Cooper would love to be there. Well, 163 total yards for Hunky Cooper, as we told you before that last commercial break. 99, the AFL Ironman of the Year. Before that, won the MVP. 99, he had 13 touchdowns receiving, 3 touchdowns rushing, 2 on interceptions, 2 on kickoff returns.
And Mike, they still need a lot from Hunky Cooper with 10:42 left in the fourth. They still need some big plays from Hunky.
So David Kuhl ready to kick again. Earlier I talked about some of the great games in 95. Arizona winning it by 1. 96. Rattlers won it by 3. This one's high off the net. Here comes Hunky Cooper. Waited to pick his spot. Breaks to the outside. Gets over the 10. Shy of the 15. And the Rattlers will have it at about the 14-yard line. 97, a 1-point Arizona victory. Orlando by 2 in 98. Predators 38-33, also in 98. Boy, these two teams, 2 of the best franchises in the league.
You know, Orlando's offense was stymied there in the first half. Really no big plays, nothing consistent. And they've exploded in the second half. But Arizona has been able to answer to everything Orlando has done. Again, we'll have to answer here.
Thunderberg, that's Bryant, and he goes down. Nice shoestring tackle that time by David Mason. Got it up very quickly in the secondary. But Bryant having a huge game for the Rattlers. Calvin Schecksnyder, a member of the San Diego Chargers now, watching this game. If he is, he's saying, hey, that Bryant, he's not too bad.
And Thunderberg thinks he's pretty good, too. That's why he's trying to get him the ball so much. And made some big plays for him today. You look what Thunderberg has done today.
Pretty good numbers, man.
I mean, obviously, I think outstanding for the predicament he was put in, not playing all year and playing a couple snaps in the last preseason playoff game. Excuse me.
Go with the pump fake, going deep, and it's picked off by Brett Cooper. Cooper's tripped up at about the 10-yard line by Hunky Cooper. So Brett Cooper comes up with a big INT.
Both Coopers do a good job here. Cooper pushes Hunky Cooper over to the sideline, and really the sideline becomes a defender for you. Now you limit where he is, you know where he is, and then turning around, making a play on the ball. And Jay Gruden, even though he's a quarterback, he knows just how good it is to get an interception. Not throw it, get it. He knows how bad it feels to throw them, but he knows how good defenses feel once they made a pick and played the ball and the receiver perfectly.
Except he didn't throw too many of them.
No, he didn't. All he did is score touchdowns and make plays.
Talk about MVP of the arena. He was way back in college. A little draw play, quick opener. Big Tommy Dorsey, nowhere to go. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard at most. Getting back to Jay Gruden, he was the MVP at Louisville in '87 and 1988 before starting his professional career. And definitely the master of the postseason.
But you know what is interesting is, you know, we often talk about, you know, players elevate their play in the playoffs. And oftentimes I think it's overlooked, but, you know, Jay Gruden as a coach has elevated his own game in the playoffs and how he's been able to elevate his team, his calls, the things he's done in the playoffs has been things that helped him win championships.
Maynard looks right, comes back to the left side. It's complete. Dell. Muhammad Oliver coming up strong to make the stop for Arizona. And it's going to be a third down for the Predators. Third and about 5.5, maybe 6.
You know, Orlando really, even though in the second half have had some big plays, that is not their style. They like to sustain offense. They like to put drives together, move the chains, and that really plays into what you're going to see here now. You're Orlando with the lead. You now want points, but let's get them with 5 minutes and 8 plays.
Oh, Connell Maynard, 4 of 7. Third down situations. He's going to call a timeout, so they're going to talk it out. So we're going to take a timeout from the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida. There's the clock, 46 to 37. 7:54 to go before they put it in the books. His defensive team on the field trailing right now, 46 to 37. Hunky Cooper over the years, a one-man wrecking crew. And Orlando getting it done, over 50% third down situations. Last week, 1 for 7, and they still had a big win over Tampa Bay. Cecil Doggett comes up big time, forcing the 4th down now. Joe Douglas wondering where number 6 came from.
Exactly right. So got up and started looking around like, dang. Oh, look at that circle route across side, and then Cecil Doggett dogging him out.
Well, they call him the best cover man in Rattler history. 6-year veteran out of West Virginia. So now David Kuhl on the field with a 51-yard attempt. Predators on top of the board, 46-37. There's the numbers. Made one from 36, missed one from 56. This one from 51. And David, pretty cool on that one. The third-year man out of Georgia Southern splits the uprights from 51 yards. And Jay Gruden has 3 more points on the scoreboard. So David Kuhl showing that strong right leg. 7:03 to go. Orlando on top. David Kuhl is pretty cool on this 51-yard attempt, and he's loving every second of it.
Well, even kickers get excited about playoffs, and you know, Cooley's made a couple of big plays. You know, now that one obviously big, but remember Hunky Cooper exploded a couple different times that looked like scores, and David Kuhl stopped him from going the distance.
Second half scoring, Orlando 32-15 as the Predators score on 6 straight drives, including closing out the first half on a field goal. Hunky Cooper bobbles it, put a spin move at the 5. There's a penalty. Boy, Orlando doing a nice job as Hunky Cooper trying to spin his way out of traffic, but nowhere to go.
Holding number 58, Arizona on the return.
So Darren Kenny caught with the hold on the return. That's going to push him back. Darren Kenny, the 7-year pro out of Lycoming.
Holding number 58, after this to the goal, first down.
Well, almost 7 minutes to go, Merrill. I know you've told me a million times you can score in the 30, 15 seconds, whatever. You see 6:47 and counting, but time is of the essence now, trailing 49-37. Lance Thunderberg's got to get some points on the board. Going for broke, Bryant Nice adjustment on the ball, but he drops it.
Well, Mike, there's no doubt that time is of the essence, and you must score here. The difficulty is you're trying to go against one of the best defenses in arena football, and they make you earn everything that you get.
Well, that penalty pass interference that definitely will help. The Butler Benonte, the former running back out of Ohio State.
Pass interference. Number 5, Orlando, 8-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's always tough. I've always felt from a defensive back standpoint, boy, you're running with a guy who can run like a gazelle. You're trying to watch the ball land to him. He gets ahead of you a little bit, you try to catch up, and then he slows down to catch the football, and you have no choice but to run into him.
Interesting story, Butler Benonte is he was a burner, a tailback at Ohio State. They wanted him to play defensive back. He got drafted by the Broncos after playing tailback his whole career. Started in the defensive secondary. And that's a position you just don't learn overnight. There's pressure. Thunderberg doing a nice job of escaping the pressure. Penalty flag down. And he's finally dropped by big number 93. That's Stacey Evans.
Illegal formation. Number 95, Orlando, lined up 2 wide.
You know, some of the rules arena football has, you have to line as a defensive lineman head up on the offensive guy.
Lined up 2 wide. Be a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
You got to line head up. You can't shade to one side of the shoulder or another. And they felt, from an official perspective, that happened there. And that's a penalty. You know, Orlando really, they'll have to look at themselves. Really, penalties have killed them. You know, 11 for 57. And a lot of those penalties have kept Arizona in this and sustained drives for Arizona.
Thunderberg not going anywhere that time. Throws it. Almost completes it to Muhammad Oliver. But boy, he felt the pressure as that pocket was collapsing.
Well, they're even going to give him the sack there, Mike. Their official felt like he was in the grass and down.
Curtis Eason in there along with Tommy Dorsey. That's 2 straight plays now that number 93, Curtis Eason. Second down, about 8 yards to go. Thunderberg, a little low, but Bryant doing a nice job adjusting on the pass. It's complete up over the 20. Good for another first down, so they're going to move the chains. Time is running now, 4:50 left in the ball game. 49-37, Predators on top.
This is exactly what Orlando wants to see happen. Give you 5, give you 10. Let you get all the way down the 5-yard line, then we'll shut you down for 3. And you're taking time off the clock. Arizona got this ball with 6-something left. It is now 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
4:20 and counting. Hunty Cooper, the top of your screen in motion. 3-step drop, boom. Complete. Oliver, he's going to take it in. No, he's dropped inside the 10. Looked like he had some running room. Ran out of real estate, though. McIntyre on the defensive play for Orlando. Semifinal action from the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida. The Arizona Rattlers, the number 5 seed, against the number 2 seed Orlando Predators. 49-37 alongside Merrill Hodge. I'm Mike Gleason. Great to have you on board as Arizona's trying to get back on the board. Trailing 49-37. Momentum has shifted towards Orlando here in the second half. 3:38 and counting. First down inside the 10-yard line. Bryant in motion. Thunderberg, straight drops, got some room. Back of the end zone, touchdown, Muhammad Oliver. So it's amazing if the quarterback gets a little bit of time, what they can do without trying to rush the pass. Penalty flag down as Jay Gruden and Danny White wait for the call.
What was interesting, the flag was thrown several seconds after the play. And I couldn't quite catch what the officials were looking at, but they did it simultaneously.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 28, Orlando, throwing the ball in the stand, half the distance to the goal. Try.
Jay, he don't care. Just kick the ball.
Penalty against Kenny McIntyre. Well, you know, Thunderberg doing a nice job of not having happy feet in the pocket.
Well, you don't have happy feet when you have time and you have pressure, and he had time there. It was a great design by the routes, executed perfectly.
So Bjorn Nitmo splits the uprights on the conversion, and it's 2:56 remaining in the ball game. Orlando now the lead cut to 5 at 49-44 as the Rattlers go 47 yards in 4 plays, using up 3:37 off the clock. And don't forget, coming up on Monday night, it's Monday Night Football on ABC. To get all the inside information, it's NFL Monday Night Countdown on ESPN with Mike Tirico, Tom Jackson, Chris Mortensen for the latest on the Rams and the Titans. The Rams and the Titans, a repeat of the Super Bowl last year. Rams and the Titans coming up live 7 o'clock, preceded by NFL Monday Night Countdown at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Back in Orlando, 2:57 to go, 49-44. Well, big series coming up here for the Predators.
Outstanding defense by Orlando, the things that they have done. Well, Arizona's defense will have to come to the party on this one. They will have to have their best defensive stand of the game right now.
Cliff Dell back, receive the kick again. No, he comes up now. It's Joe Douglas goes deep. Douglas with 51 returns during the regular season. That duty has been held by Cliff Dell throughout the afternoon, but now Douglas will have to try and play it off the net, which he does. Douglas, the rookie out of Montana, is shy of the 10-yard line. Hunky Cooper, one of the first to get down to make the stop, along with Paul Reynolds for the Rattlers.
Predators ball.
So Connell Maynard, you look at the numbers, first half versus second half, both off of 5 possessions, 32 points compared to 17, so they've doubled the output.
And oftentimes that's a product of adjustments that you have made with the coaching staff and then players following up on that and executing it correctly, because we saw some different plays, some different designs. Credit Jay Gruden for doing that at halftime.
As we approach the 2.5-minute mark, they keep it on the ground now. Connell Maynard trying to eat some of that clock. 49-44. Jay Gruden finished 9-5 his first year. Won the championship. Last year 7-7. Played in the championship. This year goes 11-3. Hopes to get to the finals once again and take on the Nashville Cats next Sunday afternoon.
And one of the great pluses about arena football, when you have the best record or the highest seed host the game, so it's going to be actually on your home turf, and you got to stay here. And that's a plus, having your fans.
Pump fake. Maynard steps up in the pocket, looking for Dell. And he has this man. Dell, great concentration, loses his helmet, but not the football. Muhammad Oliver covering for Arizona. That is a big play, as now the Predators knocking on the door again.
Well, quite frankly, that was flat awesome. You've got Dell, you've got Oliver. That ball is in a position where both guys can make a play. And Dell did a good job of using his body to hold off Oliver and came down with the football. Just a great job by Dell of managing his body, his space, and being able to come away with the catch and losing his helmet to boot.
Boy, how about
big-time play.
Connell Maynard, huh? His numbers, 15-28 now, 269 and 5 touchdowns as Dell has that left eye looked after. The ball resting just shy of the 6-yard line.
Not like that. Jay Gruden just come over there, took a quick peek at it, rubbed you on the head. You're all right, kid. Get out there.
You know, we talked about earlier in the broadcast how these players really enjoy playing for Jay Gruden.
Well, he does have their respect, and they do play for him. And I can say this, when you have a coach that you're going to get it done and dig down and find a little extra for him, you win a lot of games because the guy that stands on the sidelines.
What's on the line as we check the playoff brackets? Nashville winning in San Jose. They're in the championship game. Arena Bowl 14 in Arizona, Orlando. The winner will host, and right now Orlando holding the upper hand.
Yeah, well, if Orlando, it stays like this, both Nashville and Passaperduto is very much a coach like that. You know, the players will put it on the line for him. They'll find a little extra. So regardless of who wins or loses here, the championship game should be one of those where we'll be outstanding in the last few seconds. Will dictate the winner. This will not be a blowout.
And we take our hats off to Quad City for winning the AF2 championship, the Arena Cup in Moline, Illinois on Thursday night. Maynard fakes the handoff, feels the pressure. Oh, B.J. Cohen, is it good? Oh, he dropped it. Cohen already with a touchdown reception today. Another penalty flag down as Maynard paid the price. Big Sebastian Berry was coming down hard as he released the football.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
Oh, hopefully we can take another look at this one as big number 78 was coming in. Calvin Ingram was coming in from the left side. Top of your screen will be Berry.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 78, Arizona. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Oh, Danny now.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
6'4", 272 pounds, second-year man out of Liberty. Former Packer, Cardinal, Charger, and Philadelphia Eagle. Cannell Maynard now. So we approach the 1-minute warning, which we're going to get right now. They won't get the play off.
Well, this is where it becomes very exciting. Now the clock will stop, and all types of fireworks can happen now.
So Danny White and Jay Gruden, they've had some wars over the years. Jay Gruden about to lead Orlando into the championship game for the 3rd straight year. It'll be the first time since those great Detroit franchises did it back in '88 through '93. Twin receivers to the top of your screen. They're going to go right. The bottom, Cannell Maynard. Oh, not too much running room. Clock continues to run, though, as Maynard takes the hit, pays the price.
Well, he's your best runner. He's your playmaker, and you try to design plays to keep the football in his hands.
Let's take a look at the right guard extreme play of the game. Get extreme, get right guard. Maurice Bryant. Big game for the Rattlers. This is one of his 2 juggling acts. This one going for 6. Great concentration from the rookie from Houston. But will it be an effort in futility? Under a minute to go, trailing by 5, 49-44. Official timeout is Stacey Evans. Second-year pro out of South Carolina is attended to down on the field. Well, you look at Danny White and you talk about Arizona and their injuries. You got Cedric Walker, Ron Moran, fractured right ankle, Bonner's out.
Yeah, but none of that matters right now. You know what Danny is thinking, you know, first of all, defense, you got to at least hold him to 3. His head is already way on to when he gets the ball back, the possessions, what he's got to do in order to score quickly, and hopefully somehow come up with something to hold Orlando to check so that they can match it with 2 scores with an opportunity to win this game.
I know you're going to tell me anything can happen in arena football, but can they come up with 2 scores in 56 seconds?
Absolutely. Not even a question. Now, if their defense comes up big here, can create a turnover, all you need is 1 score. But if they don't, you need 2 scores.
Well, it's second down for the Predators. Ball inside the 5-yard line.
And on Danny's also, you know, managing timeouts in his head. You know, how much should I use my timeouts? How much time should I leave? How much time do I need? And every play changes that philosophy on whatever Orlando does or how successful Arizona is defensively.
Well, Hamilton's not in the lineup, but big Tommy Dorsey is. Lined up behind Maynard at fullback. And they look like they're going to Dorsey, and Maynard's going to run some time off the clock, but he's scrambling around. Bob McMillan finally drops him at about the 8-yard line.
I quite frankly think they drew that up in the huddle because that looked terrible. They never ran a play. Yeah,
all right, I'll fake it to you, Dorsey, and I'm going to spin as long as I can until I finally go down.
You can't mess around, though. You got to score points, and, you got to execute the play. Get your quarterback hurt, and you're losing yards as we go here, too.
Third down. Douglas in motion. Maynard ready to work, steps up in the pocket. He's got some room. Maynard at the 5. Connell Maynard with a second rushing touchdown of the afternoon. The Rattlers had him by the back of the jersey, and they couldn't hold on. 7-yard scamper by Connell Maynard. He's loving every second of it. One thing you can say about Connell, he gets it done, but he likes those cameras. He finds them.
He loves the camera, but what I like about it is look at Hunky Cooper right here. This is the matchup you want, your best player on your best player. And Connell Maynard wins that battle, wins that one-on-one matchup. If you're Arizona, that's who you want to try to tackle him, is Hunky Cooper. Just couldn't come down with it.
And
it's like, all right, Hunky, come on, baby. Good try.
Oh, David Gould splits the uprights. So Connell Maynard at 6 feet, 180 pounds, showing some leg strength, pulling away from Hunky Cooper. Maynard's numbers 15 of 28, 269, 5 touchdown passes, 2 touchdowns rushing. The Tough Acton Tinactin Ironman of the game, brought to you by Tinactin. For tough cases of athlete's foot, there's Tough Acton Tinactin.
Cliff Dell has been all over the field and really made some very, 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 very key receptions, and some pretty ones too. And you talk about the concentration, over the shoulder, ball to hands, eyes to ball, receptions, touchdowns. He has done it all. Tackles, he's been there. And really been the big play guy for Orlando today.
Well, 3 tackles. Look at 180 total yards, though, on 9 touches and a couple of touchdowns. And I'm not sure. I don't think he caught a ball in the first half. He's had a huge second half for the Predators as they started to open up a little bit of breathing room. Now, Danny White looking at less than a minute, trailing 56-44.
Which is plenty of time.
Hunky Cooper has returned to kick 17 times for touchdowns in his career. 16 was the record by George LaFrance. He's going to have to play this one low off the net. Hunky Cooper looking for his 18th touchdown on kickoffs. He's over the 10, 20, and he's dropped just over the 20-yard line. And looked like he hurt his right ankle on that play, a 26-yard return. Don't forget the Arena Bowl 14 coming up live on ABC, 1 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Pacific time, and it looks like it's going to be right here from the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, Florida. And it looks like Jay Gruden will move into the championship game for the 3rd straight year. 1 o'clock, ABC Sports. 1 o'clock Eastern time, Arena Bowl 14. Hunky Cooper still laid out on the field. Looks like he was holding his right ankle after that 26-yard return. They're definitely looking at the right foot. Looks like a high ankle.
Well, you talk about the fuel to the fire, the spark that ignites this team. That is not the guy that you want to go down at this stage of the ball game.
Hunky with 212 all-purpose yards, 165 returning, 45 receiving, and 2 rushing yards here this afternoon. Cedric Bonner, who went down a week ago with that right leg, the ACL. Now he's coming out on the field to check on his buddy, Hunky Cooper. Mentioned Cedric Bonner, who had last week passed Jay Gruden's postseason touchdown numbers. Bonner had a chance to sign with the San Diego Chargers, be the 3rd string quarterback, and he turned it down, Merrill, to stick here in the Arena Football League, which continues to grow in popularity over the years. Arizona, 4 trips to the red zone, coming up with 16 points.
And quite frankly, all of these things are good and they're important, but that's a killer. When you are in the red zone and you have that many opportunities, you got to come away with more points. And oftentimes it comes back to hurt you or haunt you. It's haunting Arizona right now.
You think of offense, and obviously 56-44 is a lot of points, but his defense, Hunky Cooper, we mentioned a moment ago, 212 total yards, and 4 tackles. So really, when you look at the Iron Man of the game, there's usually 2 guys that are really worthy of that honor each game.
Yeah, well, you know, oftentimes 5 or 6 guys, when you talk about how many positions go both ways, only the quarterback leaves. So everybody really in position to be a candidate for that. But some guys just stand out in games.
Hunky Cooper, last year's Iron Man of the year. I'd be surprised if he didn't win it again this year. Good defensive stick for that time by Damon Mason. Oliver, but there's what Mason's known for. He's had a rough afternoon as far as some penalties and coverage, but he really laid them out on that play.
Sweet Home Alabama is being played, and everybody really got excited about that. That must be the party in the jungle that we're a part of. That must be similar to the Fat Lady Singing here in Orlando.
Sweet Home Alabama. 34 seconds to go. Thunderberg, wide open Randy Gatewood. He steps out of bounds. Of course, the clock will stop, as I mentioned, in the last 1 minute of the first half and second half. Exactly 30 seconds to go before Orlando moves into the championship game for the 3rd straight year. Boy, Jay Gruden. You know, somebody told me before the ball game that 4 different Division I colleges have contacted Orlando just asking about his contract. So he's a hot property.
Absolutely. But he knows he has it good here.
So Maurice Bryant inside the 10-yard line.
Now you'll keep in mind 25.3 seconds exists on the clock. 25. Yeah, I was going to say our ESPN clock has 25.6, but it's 25.3 seconds. You score a touchdown here, you play good defense, you're going to still have an opportunity to win this ball game if you're Arizona. I know it's tight, but the possibility exists, and that's what is very intriguing about the last minute in arena football.
Boy, Jay Gruden, 33 years old. Back in '98, he had 12 wins, the most ever by a first-year coach. He never talks about missing the game after leading Tampa Bay to 4 titles. And the Predators felt that he was personally responsible for costing Orlando at least 2 titles, so they were quick to jump on Gruden to name him the head coach here.
Yeah. Once you've accomplished everything there is to accomplish, it's a little easier to lead the game.
$13,151 in attendance here in Orlando. They want to come back for the championship game. Thunderberg's going to feel it. Big Rick Hamilton pounding through. Hamilton.
Well, it's kind of symbolic of how this game started, and looks like how it could end is Orlando's defensive line and their front 4 coming away with the big plays, allowing Arizona to get down into scoring territory and then flat shutting them down once they get there.
So Rick Hamilton with 3 tackles, 2 went for losses last week, gets the sack here, leaving 13 seconds for Danny White to work with. So Danny White has had some frustrating moments here in Orlando this afternoon.
So you heard him say, throw the ball, throw the ball. Why do you want to throw the ball? Well, it's the only way you have a chance of completing it. But 2, you don't have you don't have to take a timeout if an incompletion stops the clock.
You know, Merrill sacked 2 times today, Thunderberg was, but in this half, he's been knocked down 7 times. So that's a stat that probably doesn't get a lot of play, but if you can knock the quarterback down 7 times, you know he's hurrying his throws just a little bit.
Yep, you betcha.
13 seconds to go. Thunderberg. B.J. Cohen had 7 sacks on the regular season. He just laid him out. Came in from the blind side and lowered the boom. And that's going to be the final play. And justifiably so. That's a good way for Orlando to end it on a defensive play. As Jay Gruden's headed for the finals.
B.J. Cohen, I mean, he just flat got off the ball and around the corner and ended this ball game. with how Jay Gruden has built him with the defensive line.
So once again, here's the brackets now. The Arena Bowl Championship to be played here in Orlando against Nashville and Orlando. ESPN News coming up after the timeout. So Orlando rolls into the Arena Bowl next Sunday thanks to their victory here this afternoon. Once again coming up, ESPN News on ESPN. Jay Gruden, 3 straight trips to the championship, and this only his 3rd year as the head coach. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. For Merrill Hodge and the rest of our ESPN2 crew, this is Mike Gleason saying so long from Orlando, Florida. Today's final, once again, Orlando 56, Arizona 44. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Arena Bowl 14 live on ABC Sports, 1 o'clock from Orlando next Sunday afternoon.